How do you become stronger in a world where there is no great demon king? Is my excuse for not being able to cross the wall. Even though people say excellent, I was never called genius, monster, or return of the hero. At times, I was able to show my achievements. However, the words to be said only at that time were fixed. As expected, the son of the hero. I no longer feel praised. And there are certain words that are often said when you get sick and get worse than usual. After all, it is still immature compared to the father of the brave. I wanted to do it. Is that why my heart goes bad because I am sweet? My father, one of the brave men who saved the world, was tied to his mother, and I was born. A peaceful era without war. I was raised without any inconvenience. The country I live in is the Daipucha Empire, also known as the Lord of the Earth. Civilization and economy may be the best in the world. What I wanted from a spoiled, wealthy family was usually available. Translate Dibajpa 1/2 TL. Koi 1/2. There was no problem going to school. While he was spoiled and raised, he had a genius education. And I could do better than normal. Study and exercise. Until then, I didn't hit the wall, and I didn't worry about the future. He succeeded his father and became a warrior in the Imperial Army. However, I bumped into the wall, and as I grew up, I began to be concerned about the reputation of adults and those around me. No matter what the result, whatever you do, you'll be accompanied by the title son of the hero. My ability to be compared and inferior to my parents who are too great. One day, she believed that the gene from her parents would wake up, and she immersed herself in making bloody efforts to improve herself. However, they did not get any better than their parents. On the contrary, a broken bar. The brave gang members are full of wonderful talent. From now on, he will grow up and lead the human race. But guy is not enough. Tran SL Dibajpa 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. Originally, the gene that should have the most talent. Not as good as geniuses with real talent. I was expecting. My son is missing. I started to compare with the children of the guys who are the same members of the brave family as my father and mother, and I should have been expected from the surroundings among them, but everyone already has high hopes for me without any reason. It is disappointed. It's not to drop off. Obviously with more than normal abilities. Since then, the fortunate position that had been endowed with the privilege of being the son of a brave has come to me as if I had turned my palm back. I am me. Look at me more. I want to be free. I want to go to a world where I am not bound by my title. That was my rebellion that grew up at the age of 15. And the fateful encounter that occurred during the rebellion period. My way is twisted against the expectations and wishes of my surroundings and my father. Children, can you hear my voice? Can you recognize my figure? In the first place, I had no idea why I could do that. The loneliness for more than a decade has been boring as it is. A broken bar. If you can kill your time by possessing you can't replace your belly. The great demon king, once the enemy of all mankind, once defeated the world's humanity. However, the soul remained in this world without being able to form a Buddha. I don't know why I was able to recognize the ghost of the great demon king, which nobody and my father could recognize. But we still met. Who is it in the rebellion period? Do you want to look back on your father? Do you want to look back on the world? Translated by Idiaresis 1/2 spmountel.com and a strange communal life that starts there. Your father has a grudge. So, do you want to give you more power than your father? He is a ghost and cannot talk to anyone except me. You can't do anything just by taking possession of me. The great demon king, who can only talk to me and see the scenery I am seeing, has whispered the devil to kill time. I'll guide you. I'll teach you anything. Magic, spells, summons, wisdom. I only have time. What would have happened if I hadn't met this guy at that time? Sometimes I think about that. Perhaps he was happy and lived a happy day while giving up and accepting the evaluation of others. But I'm always saying I'm glad I met him. Even if I met this guy, that worst day of my life had come. The worst day of my life. To tell it, you must first go back to the day you met him. Imperial Warrior Academy. 3 years have passed since I entered, and the results of the written exam at the end of the school year had been overhanging. I can find my name right away. 1 St. Fiancé departure, second, Earth Lagan. Yes, second from the front. So it's easy to find. It's not surprising to me that the results have been almost always within the top 10 for the last 3 years. However, I have never been first. And it was not only in writing, but also in practical skills. Sweet. I'll see you all, Earth. My abilities are better than people. But it's not as good as anyone. Thunder-type spells. Kilo Thunder. The power of spells has risen since last week. It seems that you have made a lot of effort in this short period. It is within the expected range. I realized that because there was a real genius near me that far surpassed me. A genius who can't win even if he learns enough to pen and stomps his nose and swings his weapon. T-Ra NSL BY Idiaresis 1/2 sp 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 Oi 1/2 Hey. Your feet are neglected. Wow, this is 1. Even today I face this way, but I'm forced to lie down on the ground. Till the mock-up, winner, fiancé. Then, lying on the ground like this, I looked up at the sky again, and at the same time cheered. Wow, great. This is Princess Fiancé's victory. Without defeat for 3 years. Is it possible to go perfect until graduation? Fiancé-sama. Nice. The color and Babunda roads. As expected, the prodigy who draws the blood of the majesty of Solar, which was called the 7th hero's first Spearo. Earth isn't weak, but once for fiancé. I can't win. Apostrophe. Outdoor practice ground. I sighed at the classmates' voices heard from the outfield. After all, only the usual voice was heard today. It's still sweet, Earth. No, the power of magic and swordsmanship has risen in a short period of time. I acknowledge their efforts, but I have not yet mastered it as a magic sword. And while they usually praise the fighting opponent for their good work, the voice of the winner overlooks me, the loser. Translated BYJP Mountel.coi 1/2. I'll be disappointed by my hero, my father, as it is right now. Earth. Me, no face, no. Princess, beautiful golden long-haired woman with a little roll, dignified expression and eyes, and pure white limbs that do not know the filth. She is a tall woman, but she is slender. A plump breast that makes you feel motherhood. Even though everyone wears white short-sleeved shorts athletic attire like everyone else, their godly aura and presence make them seem foreign to everyone. Hey. We're equal at school. It's even more like a childhood friend. You can call it fiancé. Polite and rude honorifics also hurt you. And he is always scolded. But it's impossible even if it's said that it's normal. Because this person is the princess of this country. I'm sorry even if I won't win me at all. This won't be my victory in the next graduation commemoration match. Ha ha ha, that's right. Will you be a warrior? Serving the royal palace and protecting this imperial city with your father? There are so many pitiful that you are weaker than me, the princess. How many times should I listen to this sermon? If the other party was not a princess, she was shouting, naughty fucking woman, if you're not a childhood friend, you might have beaten. Are you not ashamed of the brave son who saved the world with this? This school has children other than me, such as nobles and my father. The brave gang who defeated the great demon king. But none of them can beat the princess, fiancé, whether in learning or fighting. But it's only me who preaches every time. Okay, I'm getting angry too. And it's not just preaching that I'm scared of this guy. But the princess is truly. But Earth-kun is still strong. I came. A-ring yen cubed A-ring. The girls in the class are blushing and praising me. This is nice and shy. I can't beat the princess, but I'm second in my grade, so I'm an honor student. In addition, girls can usually be relieved because they can have a family. Nevertheless a broken bar. Hey, you guys there. Oh, it's gone. A-ring section. The princess quickly approaches the girls who are in the spectator seat and puts out their faces. You may have misunderstood a little bit, but he's a brilliant man. Maybe his face isn't bad, and he's a wealthy family. But he's twisted. He's a genie and isn't obedient. He's more than anything. I've been rudely looking into my underwear when I was a child, and I'm still hiding a glossy book in my room. I heard from his maid that he had set up a double trap and set up a magic trap to hide it. But if he was a boy of his age, he wouldn't be able to do that, but he was hiding at such a sloppy and naughty thing. It's a miserable person, and his appearance is not bad, but his eyes are pretty bad, and even if he says bad, he doesn't seem wild and masculine, but he has bad gala. His parents are English and they are two people to be respected, but in some places they are too kind and he's spoiled and grew up. Don't you hate that? I'm studying and training to beat me. I'm so depressed. I'm not too impressed with the way I work in the shadows without knowing it, but still. Oh, that's right. That's why you should never aim for him. Apostrophe. I endlessly blow my girls into the girls so as to make a quick start. And the girls who heard it showed a smile. You foo, you know, Princess Ines. No, I never think that any girl in this imperial city will be Earth's lover. ATM superscript 8TR and slate ED by I diaresis 1/4 superscript AP I diaresis 1/2 TL. Damn, are you stupid about me? Yeah, I can't help but think that way. Nevertheless, I have never been a lover for the past 3 years. So, of course, I've never. And that's because of that fucking princess who hates me all the time. Hating girls. But it's okay. I know. There's a woman I've decided on. Damn fool it! Exclamation mark. I would have been a little refreshed if I could say a broken bar, but I couldn't. Actually, I want to make the princess saying my bad words correct, but whatever I lose, I can only hear the regrets, and that is Daisy. So I could pretend to be inaudible and leave the place to show my will. I'm sorry, Earth, instructing Tk, who was also witnessing a simulated battle between me and the princess, also serving as a referee, sent her an ale with his hands on my shoulders. Is it okay? Your father, Iroh, was in the academy era as well as when you were the Prince of the Sea, when the Majesty of the time, His Majesty Solar, was a prince. But at the end, I won the victory in the game before my graduation commemoration. An instructor who encourages himself with his thumb up. Classmates send me encouragement and encouragement one after another, following the instructor. That's right, Earth. At the end, show me even the awakening of the hero's gene. Oh yes, Earth is the son of hero. Whenever I give this encouragement, I'm not moved by my friend's friendship. But what about you? Puka, you're worse than me, and your rank is worse, so first try it. Am I? Also, I'm not a hero or a gene. However, I do not say that such a hidden thing is said to me. I walked away from everyone's circle, and returned a word. Translet db wajp 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 F I diaresis 1/2 a broken bar and a broken bar a broken bar a broken bar. In general, the first placed guy is a genius, although he is afraid, but still called a prodigy. This effort seems to be stupid. I admit that's me. So it's not a shame to not win. In the first place, there is no too much in this country who can beat that woman. Even these guys are losing to that princess. Nevertheless, I don't seem to regret it at all, and I don't want to win in the first place. So, well, it's frustrating, but I can't help but win. But this is good, but sometimes I just don't understand. That ice a broken bar. How many times is the princess victory over Hylo's son? Even though the princess is a prodigy, I'm sorry that the son of the brave man has never won. A voice was heard from the corner of the hall in the training hall. Adult voice. Perhaps the Imperial Knights are also chatting. They were talking calmly without knowing what I was listening to. Well, the child of the brave is not a brave. The princess is exceptional. But again, the generations below us are not enough. There is also evidence that it is a peaceful era. In this year's Academy graduation commemoration game, royals from other countries can also be watched. But I'm worried that I will be disappointed at seeing the infeasibility of Iroh's son while being Iroh's son, this writing and the second in practical skills. I'm sorry I couldn't get the first place. I'm really sorry. And that second place is also a problem. I don't have that two guys. Oh, those two guys. That two people, who are currently studying in other countries, have already fully demonstrated their talents and have been awarded a medal by a king of another country during this time. Yes. Second place in the absence of 2 people. Actually about 4th place, so I'm disappointed. This kind of story has been heard in many places. When I was a child, I was still called the hero is the son of the hero, Hilo, just scoring on tests and showing magic better than others. He entered the academy from around the age of 13 and competed with others around the ranks. As a result, I always kept the top ranking in the academy. However, the 2nd place was the highest and I had never taken the 1st place. However, the academy is a warrior training institution where excellent children from nobles and empires come together to get through difficult tests. In other words, the place where the elites of the empire gather. That's why I think it would be great if the 2nd place there. But people don't look that way. It was bad! In my words, 2 men who seem to be about 30s look back. A cloak in armor with the symbol of the empire. Translated BYJP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FO Idiaresis 1/2. I showed you a sad part to the Imperial Knights. They seemed a bit impatient at my appearance, but they talked to me, familiarizing themselves, laughing deceptively. No, I can't do it against a princess. He doesn't already have the power of the advanced warrior class at the moment. But if you're not too nervous, wouldn't you? He became a senior warrior at the age of 16, just 1 year after graduation from the academy, and defeated the Great Demon King at the age of 18. Aspiring warriors after graduation are, of course, Imperial Knights. I think we're going to retrain from the beginning of the current academy, so he'll be a monk. And I was told to the first meeting guys that seemed familiar and great. Instructors, classmates, and even first-timers say this. Of course, what a real parent. That's all. If your stupid son graduates, please treat me that. Tsukasa. I was here. Hi, Iro-sama. Yo, don't be as enthusiastic as it is. Discipline. You're going to have an advanced promotion test this time? Oh, good luck. Oh, thank you. I need to show you my dad's splendid place. Did you know? Burning red hair. She always smiled cheerfully and was openly touched by everyone. She seemed to have a fan club in the imperial capital, even though she was still called by her as a young man who can only be seen in her early 20s. The skill of the sword and the power of magic are the strongest in the world, and if you wield a magic sword that combines the two, you will be the strongest hero in the world. When I was longing for my father and shining his eyes with respect. But now, yeah, Earth, I came to the training room with a little help. But you lost to the princess again. A father who pokes at me with a nasty smile. Such a place is frustrating and irritating. Daddy was also in the academy period when Sora was. He couldn't win the race except for his graduation competitor's game. But he's an opponent, isn't he a girl? A broken bar. Well, Dad was different from you in writing exams, so I was in danger of repetition before graduation, so it would be better for you to do that, but the man is the last is because it's Scotch. So he gently hits his fist against my chin. Does a man want to say, last is power? Okay, then, my dad told me with a sword. If I gave me the sword of the brave who defeated the Great Demon King, could he beat the princess? Translate ed BYJP 1/2 TL.go Idiaresis 1/2. I was half sarcastic, half slightly serious, and I asked him to look at his father. But my father laughed. Well, I'll tell you too, but I'm busy working. So I trained with an instructor or Sadith, and that sword I don't know how to use it yet. This is also as usual. Well, you're the type that stretches slowly, father's son. However, I have never learned swords or magic from my father. He is compared to his father, even though he has not inherited his father's skills and teachings. At the end of my life, when I was the same age as me, I was inferior to me, but I looked down. Really a broken bar, Tsuka. I'm doing my best enough now. Earth, a type that stretches slowly? I'm sorry, that's why I want to call me like a brat. Why am I disappointed? Broken bar I am comforted. Idiaresis 1/2. I'm second in the academy grade. I'm fine. Currency compliment me a little more than comforting. Why I'm disappointed even though I'm second? Is it not good for second place? 8 tilde section A tilde TMA tilde is it not for first place? Diaresis 1/4 a miserable kid. I can't control it while I'm aware of it myself, and I'm afraid of being a kid. Earth. Tiny. Cool. If I noticed, I was running past my father in front of me and running away. Imperial Warrior is a title and a qualification in this country. A qualification obtained when selected elites graduate from the academy, and gaining this qualification enables them to take on jobs that can only be performed by Imperial Warriors. Hunter, which freely crosses the world, undertakes demon beast extermination, exploration of unexplored areas, and sometimes requests from the people. As a senior soldier of the Empire, the Imperial Knight is a gathering of military cadets, who serve to maintain the security of the Empire and sometimes undertake nationwide work at the Emperor's edict. Imperial Mage devotes a lifetime to the search and study of magic. There are many other things, but none of them can belong to the organization and get a job unless they are qualified as Imperial Warriors. My father had a poor classroom grade in the academy era, but nonetheless, the elite of the most difficult elite has become an Imperial Knight who can find a job, and now stands at the top of all warriors of the Empire. Imperial University Warrior Chief. TRNSL TED by JP Mountell. Diaresis 1/2 Diaresis 1/2 originally a lonely father from a commoner, he worked hard, grew stronger, and sometimes saved the country, and eventually the world. He defeated the Great Demon King, a demonic god who attempted to rule the world. The father's story, which has grown from a commoner to a hero, has been praised, appreciated and revered by humankind around the world, and is now called the Brave. But that's just my father's story, not my son. In fact, I haven't inherited anything other than blood from my father. Despite the end of the battle with the Great Demon King and a peaceful world, the duties of his father, who is also an aide to the Emperor, are enormous, and he has no time for his son, me. So, I never learned anything from my father. Nevertheless, as a father's son, I am required to be satisfied with the results. And as a result, it is this Zama, even though he has performed better than his father when he was the same age as me. Really, I can't understand. Tadima. Translate D by JPMTL. After all, I couldn't be sullen, so I returned to my mansion even though it was still afternoon. There was a maid cleaning the garden in front of the mansion, which passed through the large garden. The maid noticed me, curled her eyes for a second, but immediately smiled like a crescent moon. Welcome home, Butcher. But the academy is still in class, so please turn around and turn right. It's not the way you talk to me, the main, but that's the normal mode for this maid. I'm not worried, Sadith. I was retired early because of the illness of mental distress. The same slime spirit as before, huh? It's too boring as expected. Fun Yakin Butcher. A maid, Sadis, with a nasty smile and a merciless tongue. He seemed to be an orphan of war. He was in this mansion before I was born, raised like a sibling, and is now my exclusive maid. Her beautiful silver hair is gathered behind her head. The skirt of the maid's clothes, which should be neat, is so short and odious as to be above her knees, and her plump breasts and body are always annoying. She is only 19 years old, and for me she is more like a mean sister than a maid. And, well, my first love, someone who always wants to do something stuffy. Not a fiancé, but I'm going to be my future wife. It's okay. The exam is over, the rest is just the game before. No matter what grade I get, my evaluation will not drop. Sure, if you are a junior boy, you will have a career path after graduation is an all-you-can choose, but it seems like it's a definitive matter for Butcher to advance to the Imperial Knight. Well, nobody would complain, and that would be what people wanted round. Hey, the hero's father. Oh, today, it's more like a Sneston boy. Now, not only did you lose to the princess, but did you do that? This is also a chart star. It's too worthwhile to predict. It's skin covered. Did you see this guy? A ring a tilde what do you know? What's that? No, it's natural to know that I sometimes wash my body in the bath. Shit. If you were to be ranked first and were told that you were truly the son of a brave man, Is there a place where you could do that? You can't help complaining to the maid, Sadis, but Sadith, who always vomits unnecessary tongues, sometimes feels like I'm too sick and exhales emotionally, and only then, Sadis looks serious. Earthbot Armor. I feel overwhelmed and annoyed by the surrounding expectations and voices. I can't share the pain with my maid after all, but my surroundings and my husband, and I too. I can't just expect a little boy. Sadis. It is a famous story that Hero was lost in his childhood. It's a famous story. That's why at the present time, the already excellent Earth boy grows and how much he can be. Everybody is dreaming. You are so much. I'm really selfish, but I want to know that. Sadis tells me in a gentle and firm word, bowing her head. Such a place is really cunning. When should we have a wedding? But, sometimes, besides encouraging pleasure, I want a reward or a candy. Tiara NSL at DBYI Diaresis 1/2 SPMTL. I Diaresis 1/2 FOM. I felt so shy and turned to Sopo, and I had no choice but to return. Are you rewarding? Are you aware of how much money you spend on the botchain a month compared to the average monthly income of a common layman? Can you buy whatever you want? No, in that sense. I didn't have it. But I couldn't buy a glossy book in a hall, and new, and unfortunately, it is not included in the working conditions that I can give emotional education to my boy, so I can't do it even if I ask you. In the past, when I was little, I was sadly asked by Sadis to be a wife and refused, but since then Sadis has noticed my feelings and my passionate things is crushed in this way. To be honest, until a while ago I thought I could marry Sadis if I grew up a bit more. But recently I have no image of Sadis getting married to me no matter how hard I try, and I'm denting here except for fathers was out. Then, seeing me blatantly disappointed, Sadith sighed and offered me a suggestion. Yes, I don't know if it will be a motivating material for the baby boy. But today I will clean the sealed pedestal for the first time in a year, so I'm going to be the so much seal. The sword. Yes, the legendary sword that destroyed the great demon king. It is a sword that her husband stabbed into the pedestal and sealed because it was too powerful. Isn't it motivating me? I'm sorry. I was glad when I was a kid, but I can't even look at my father's sword. Sadis's proposal didn't bother him. A data release between locked seals in the residence only once a year. Father's sword sealed there. It's a sword from a myth or a legend. It's useless to get upset weird. Even if you think you're going to steal your sword and get stronger, only your husband can pull out the sword from the pedestal anyway. A sword that I thought I would inherit someday. However, I was tired of the title of the Son of the Brave, and I was subtle when asked if my tension would rise. Then, until I meet it, both father and mother were ordinary people. It seems that the childhood friends were in sync with the academy, but they were chosen together and as a member of the Brave. Well, I got married and I was born. In other words, this very rich mansion was built after marriage. And there are all kinds of weapons and magic tools that are usually locked but in a spacious space like an exhibition hall. Some swords and armor are displayed in something like a showcase or hang on the wall. It is probably a hobby that my father, a magic swordsman, bought so many weapons after marriage. He insists he has trained in martial arts, but I have never seen his father use a spear or an axe. However, there is a stricter and thicker door at the back of the arsenal such as the exhibition hall. It is a space that can only be opened once a year, where treasures that have changed the history of the world and saved humanity are sleeping. I'll bring you a rag. I'm going to bring a rag, etc. In the meantime, please go inside and go back to your childhood and enjoy yourself. If you steal, please do my best. It is impossible to pull out the sword sealed in the pedestal. I don't want to steal it. Sadith smiles and tells me the disgusting taste, but I unlock the door with the key I received. What spreads out there is a square-looking room. A pentagram magic circle is drawn on the floor, and in the center is a swinging sword pierced into the pedestal. The Brave Sword. The strongest in the world. A room that is only released once a year. Since I wasn't there the last time or 2 times before, I'm going into this room for the first time in a few years and seeing the sword. Huh? Translate D by JP. I diaresis 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 I wasn't a sword, I was looking at something else. The door has opened. I see, it's been a year now. This is the year. About 15 times. Not my own. There should be nobody between the locks, which are usually locked and open to anyone. But there was already somebody there before I entered. A broken bar. Bokoya. Oh, Hiro's son. I used to be a small kid in the past, but did he grow up a bit and resemble Hiro? No. Who are you? Why are you here? A broken bar. What? A tilde. No. Why are you so surprised? And this is not a human. Silver long hair. A sharp and evil horn of the devil that extends from the head. The medieval beauty that looks like a man or a woman has a suspicious pattern engraved around her eyes. A mysterious demonic dressed in a purple robe wrapping the whole body. I raised my voice. Hey, no way. I'm a child. That? I can see myself. I can hear my voice. What are you saying? Tell me. How did you get into this room? Demon robbery? What do you mean? What happened in the 15 years of loneliness? 8 Tira NSLAEDBYI diaresis 1/2 SPMTL.com. 15 years. What are you talking about? 8 broken bar. It doesn't seem to be solid at all, but it still has a strange presence. This is not normal. Botcha. It's noisy. Did you really try to pull out your sword? Sadith. Be careful, there's a strange guy. At that time, Sadis came, listening to the noise and holding cleaning equipment. If so, no problem. Despite being a maid, Sadis once graduated from the academy with excellent results and is also a qualified senior soldier. I don't know why such a person is content with my exclusive maid, but when she was a brat, she was an escort to my escort. If I'm with Sadis, no matter who he is. Bobema, isn't there anyone? Did you twist your virgin and finally see your hallucinations with delusions? At all. Looking into the sealed area, I was sure that I could see a demonic figure, but Sadith was amazed at me as she couldn't see anything. Well, why? You're there? Botcha, don't give me a strategy to scare me and push me down and bring it to Muafu, so please give up. Please, isn't it? So, I'm still ready. Let's not make too much noise. Really not. See? Sadis went again in preparation for cleaning. Apparently. You can see the rest. Only the children. You are the only ones. That, even if you had a body, you could have lived for tens of thousands of years. But I'm a little glad to be able to talk to someone for the first time in just over 10 years. Stupid. Is it only visible to me? Just being in this cramped space sometimes only cleans for the first time in a year. What does it mean that such an event would happen too much? 8 Is it a mischief of God? Either way. I know. Instinct is telling. I could have possessed this sword, but I could possess it for you, too. 8 What? It's ironic. But in a way, it's lucky. Hero, since I had never taken this sword out after defeating I couldn't see anything outside, but 8 What? Hey, Temmie is one. Then, the demons with a smile of joy and rapture approach in front of Yarari and me. I'm not approaching. I'm going to ask who you are. Tiara NSLAED by JPMTL. I diaresis 1/2 FOM. I immediately grabbed the mop that Sadis had left in preparation for cleaning. In the same way as a sword, it also boosts its power by pouring your best lightning. A magic sword. But rough, second class. It's far from Hilo. I was so obsessed with the demons. However, the demons, who definitely thought they did, slipped through my attacks. It's useless. Your attack is meaningless because you are a spirit. However, it is you who are lucky to be a spirit body. What? With such a magic sword, even if you train for 100 years, you will not be able to compete in the active era. A broken bar, but it will be taken care of in the future. Let's give it a name. So throw it away, and the demons come back to my eyes again. My name is the Great Demon King Reina. I was once aimed at conquering the terrestrial world, but it was destroyed by your father and his friends. That, a modern world that has lost its time. I'll show you through you, baby. And then my consciousness ceased. There is no one who does not know the name by saying Demon King Trainer clearly. Textbooks also have names. However, I have never seen it. There is no picture left. The great Demon King, once defeated by his father and his friends. I saw a strange illusion of meeting the ghost. No, it may have been a dream in the first place. Surely something weird and frustrating. Botchama. So my consciousness woke up and I woke up in bed. This ceiling is my room. When I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was Sadith's face, looking at me with tears of tears, changing from a usual nasty smile. Sadith. Good, Bochan. Good. Bochan already. I was suddenly hugged. Nice breasts. Sadith. Pooh, me. Why? Don't you remember? The little boy was fainted alone between the seals. I can't see it, but what if? I'm with you, but if you think there's something in the Bobama's body. That's right. How about you? Are you worried? No, okay, it's okay. I'm a little nervous. But yeah. It was pleasantly wrapped in the sweet aroma of Sadis. Sadis then slowly separated from me and smiled gently. It seemed nothing and it was good. Tran/EDBYI diaresis 1/4 superscript 8 by 1/2 TL. Koi 1/2. Oh, let's make children. I guess you may have accumulated a lot of tiredness. Even if you could not beat the princess, the boy was working hard every day. I'll bring it later. Oh, Sadis, a little bit more. Then, I'll sleep with you, ma, say, an ATM superscript A. With that said, Sadis, who changed herself from a heartfelt smile to her usual grinning grumpy smile, went out of the room. For the time being, I suppose I was relieved. Damn, I don't know why this happened, but after seeing that Sadis in obedience mode for a long time, I wanted you to do more and more. It's a very unusual sight of a peaceful blur. Even the human being who has defeated it has become inferior, and the voice suddenly resounded in my head. That was the voice I heard before losing consciousness. And amazing, I am a spirit body. Therefore, I can't harm or touch anything. But I can only see and hear the rest of you and my voice. Trans late D by JPMTL. I diaresis 1/2 I diaresis 1/2. Having said that, what appeared to be a little faint was the demons I saw before undeniably losing consciousness. However, it is unlikely that there is a substance. Let's do it. Like a ghost? After being destroyed by the brave people including your father, he could not form a Buddha and became a spiritual body and possessed that sword. As soon as Ira became peaceful, his sword was placed in that narrow space sealed. Thanks to that, I have rarely gone out of that true Morsina person in the last 10 or so years, but why could you possess me? I don't know why. Just because it is a spirit, it looks thin. However, a strange intimidation is inevitably seeping out, just because of its presence. Then, if this story is all true, well, you, without the ghosts, you, really. Is that the great demon trainer? It's not really good. Wait a minute, then what? Do you mean I'm haunted by the great demon king's ghost now? Wait a minute, but usually you will possess the killed person. Why do you own my son, not my hero's father? That? Why it's a curse till the last generation. Child. It seems like he's puzzled in many ways, but he doesn't know the reason for this event even more than he knows. No matter how much a child like you twists his head, there is no solution. More than a decade like a rest. I'm tired. I want to see the world a little after I died. Children, go out to the city. Then you can go outside. In fact, this way, you can't get out of that room, so you can stay in your room. A self-proclaimed great demon king who orders me to say so. Honestly, I can't tell if it's still real. But I'm just going to go out of the way. Well, I've been in that small room for more than a decade and haven't talked to anyone. But this guy is a ghost and will not die. Sure, it's hell, and if you can get out, you'll want to. But why do you want me to be so great? How much you are the great demon king? Sorry. What's omniscient and almighty? I want to lose to my father. It seemed to work surprisingly if I told him that he wanted to say one of his dislikes. The legendary great demon king frowned my eyebrows. Hey, Huh? Could you say Iroh's son? Hey, the Great Demon King is also temperament. I can't let one of the kid's dislikes run away with salary. Anyway, if you can talk, but it doesn't hurt me, I'll decide what I'm going to do. I'm bullish because my opponent can't put my hands and feet. I feel sorry, but if my opponent is really a Great Demon King, I'm just bullish here if it's a lifetime opportunity was. Then, the Great Demon King Raina stared at me, convulsing my words with a nice face. I don't know anything scary. Is it good? They're too clever. I'm the all-powerful almighty. Suppose we were spiritual, but could we unravel this event, kill you with extra power, and swallow this world into the abyss again? No, I wasn't able to do that, so I was trapped in a room. A broken bar, 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 a broken bar. That's a broken bar, that sy a broken bar tran slet db wajp 1/2 tl. I diaresis 1/2 foi diaresis 1/2. Oh, hey, it's the first blank in over a dozen years. I wonder if the Great Demon King, who was about to collapse the world, was defeated by Academy students. The Great Demon King suddenly became embarrassed by words. Oh, I started thinking that this wasn't the Great Demon King, and I felt somewhat pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm going to take a stroll with me before dinner. Instead, I'm just a little bit off today. When I got off the bed and said that, the Great Demon King nodded violently like a child with a bright face. Oh, the majesty of the Great Demon King that I felt first was a crush. Well, where are you going to go? You seem to be talking about yourself, but what happened? A diaresis superscript O, a dry run exercise that takes me to bed using my current illness. Is it inside? Sadis came into the room with a light knock. I was surprised and jumped away. I guess, from the point of view, all conversations with Daimaru can be heard in my own words. More than that, what are you dressing for? What do you have to do to sleep slowly today? No, a little stroll into the city. I'll skip you, Botchama, no? With that said, Sadis got into my space in an instant and grabbed my cheeks and smiled with a smile. Oh, this made a pretty good user voice of impression from Great Demon King. Yes, if this guy gets serious, he's much stronger than the princess now. That's why it's a miserable story. I can't win now. Nfufufu, I'm in trouble. Botchama. As expected, today I'm going to pamper my Botchama too. I was given a wash, and I thought I would give some sexual harassment at the bathroom opening, but, well, really, no, yeah, be quiet. No, I'm really sick. I'm fine enough, so I've skipped the afternoon class. So let's do all the magic maths I created that should have been this afternoon class. Sadis Translated BYI diaresis 1/4 superscript AP Mount L.I diaresis 1/2 Do not go out and do not eat dinner until you have solved everything. Then do your best. 8 3/4 8 Why if you escaped? At that time I will report variously. Sadith left the room, leaving words and punishment full of smiles and anger. No way, it was a heaven if it was silent, but it was blown down to hell at once. Damn, Great Demon King. 10, yeah. No, even if I say too much. No. Well, I'm sorry, too. Or a few more tasks than usual. Shit, but I don't want to do it again. Oh, the Great Demon King, who has lost his dignity, apologized uneasily for my heartfelt scream that he missed various delicious opportunities. Anyway, let's end this fast. A collection of problems made by Sadis given as punishment. I decided to sit down at my desk and get started, feeling depressed. I'll do it for the time being. Sadis gets angry when I don't do it. If she hates me, I'm in trouble. Hey, don't shut up. No, yeah, well. It's a new thing for the tone and attitude. The Great Demon King, who peeped into me as if I was impressed somewhere to obey, said is. I exchanged a few words with Tekitu and I immediately focused on the magic math problem. A broken bar, a broken bar. I disassembled a broken bar, substitute here broken bar. Sadis's original problem, which is a little more difficult than the ones in the academy class. Careless mistakes are really fatal because of the complicated formulas. Sadis never gives a partial point that would have been obtained if the answer was wrong. But the process was not wrong. Since it only determines whether the answer is correct or incorrect, it takes time to check. It's a mathematical problem. T-ran/d by I diaresis 1/4 superscript AP I diaresis 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 FOM. The Great Demon King seemed to be free and looked into the problem I was solving. Then, looking at my answer, basic academic ability seems to be much better than his father. I was shaken by the shock of squeezing the pen I had. Well, what? Is something wrong? Hey guys, are single-celled idiots who don't have decent academic achievement no matter how they look at the Matilda. It was the first time I was told I was better than my father. Indeed, he has heard that during the academy he was not good at classrooms. However, I had never said excellent by my father. He was told only a subtle praise saying better than his father. That's why I was confused by the word better than father. Well, once you solve this formula, it doesn't help you in the real world or in magic research. So even if you use it, it's only a test to make a difference in academic ability. It means studying just for the exam. Everybody once thought, what is this useful thing to remember? The Great Demon King himself cut off the answer, saying, it is useless. Translated by I diaresis 1/4 superscript AP I diaresis 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 FOM. What? You're drooping and your hand is stopped, right? Who's to blame? What did I do for this? Suddenly, I became stupid because the self-proclaimed omnipotent and omnipotent are saying they are useless. But you guys are inefficient. How do you do calculations that do not have the opportunity to use in such a long daily life? A tilde. What is important is the answer. A tilde. Then, while sighing to me, my hand stopped. Besides the meaninglessness of the problem, began to say that his method was inefficient in the first place. Inefficient? Rather than doing each and every detail calculation, if you keep in mind the equations, it will be more efficient to do automatic calculation afterwards. I couldn't understand the words of automatic calculation? What's that? Oh, by the way, you geese couldn't do that. The Great Demon King nodded as if he was immediately convinced of my question. After a few moments of silence, the Great Demon King made an offer to me. Okay, if you can't go outside without finishing it, I'll do a little more cooperation. Cooperation? What is it? £8 broken bar. Will you solve it? From now on, as I will instruct. Create a contract magic circle for learning magic. Is that a ritual to learn certain magic? Magic will increase the level of power and accuracy by training, but all beginner magic cannot be mastered unless contracted by a magic circle. By the way, have you created a magic circle yourself? Is it determined that you have contracted and learned the basic magic, wind, lightning, and soil attributes yourself? 8 micro Sadith's gonna grow up by doing that work on his own. Then it would be fine. Okay. Draw a 6-pointed star on the floor and cast the spells I say while elaborating the magic. I'm serious. What's going on? It's more efficient. Instructions to sign a magic contract while studying. If you want to finish early and go out, if you have time to do this, you should solve at least one problem. But still, Daimal proposes that it is more efficient. Somehow I was interested in it. Chanted. When daus moi curus a few tufe for Bembrii. As expected, it was a chanting that I had never heard before. In other words, this is Daimal original. What the hell is it? Translated by JP Diaresis 1/2 TL.com. If this was the original of the Great Demon King, I was a little excited like a brat without a handle. No matter how many of them are human enemies, it means that I can use the magic of the Great Demon King. And the magic? It's an automatic calculation magic. Excel. I haven't heard that. What kind of magic is it? Well, good. Demon or snakes out. Sign a contract with me. When Daus Smo AI Curus Afuto Faith Benli. The name of the power you seek is Excel. Well, it's been a long time since I signed a new spell. The peculiar pale light overflows, and the magic circles on the floor erode, wrap around, and come together to give me something new. Is this okay? Sufficient. The magic circle on the floor has vanished cleanly. This is a proof of learning a new magic, and it works. And what should I do now? Send the Excel. Envision the equation in your head and substitute the numbers. The chanting is the same ancient magic word as before. Wow, I understand. When Daus Smo AI Curus Afuto Faith Benli Ix Eru chanted. Now what happens? For a little bit, no. It is wrapped in a feeling that the inside of the head is smooth. This is similar to the feeling you feel when you are in good shape when using your head for calculations and memorization. In this situation, imagine the equations and substitute the numbers. A broken bar 4,545,072. A broken bar. The moment you put a number in the equation you drew in your head, the number is in your head in an instant. No way. It was automatically calculated. That is the answer. Yeah. What's good? I'm a fool, idiot. Oh, that long calculation. Oh, me. Now, in an instant, all the calculations and functions divided into fine denominators and numerators in the equations, and if you even think of the formulas in your head, the answer will be automatically derived. That was developed too much. It's stupid. That's why a complicated calculation in such a moment. Ra nsla edby diaresis 1/2 spi diaresis 1/2 tl.com cho. Wait a minute. Pui. Now, let's check the magic as you unlock it. There are incredible things. If this could be possible. Everything in the field of magic mathematics. Even the meaning of an exam. Really? Well. The answer. 4,545,072. The same. This is another problem this time. You don't have to do long calculations, beware of careless mistakes, and do many recalculations. Hey, that's it. 69. Really? Ha. Will it be efficient? Ha. Fa ha. The best. I rejoiced. No way, I didn't think I could learn such useful magic. This can be used, rather, once you learn the equations, the rest is easy. Then, this princess only has magical mathematics. But I hadn't noticed yet. The magic and knowledge of the great demon king is not only useful in magic mathematics, but rather in this kind of introduction. In such a short period of time, all questions are correct. A broken bar Bochaga. A broken bar Bochaga finally understands my teachings. A broken bar. She was allowed to go out before dinner with the sad tears of Sadis. Answer all questions in a short period of time by Sadis. I've never been so good, I guts pose. Now, I'll take my favorite thing with thanks, then go to the place that is most prosperous. Oh. Leave it to me. He left the mansion, passed through a luxury residential area, and arrived at the downtown area, which is also the center of the imperial city. It's a very advanced thing. There's no such defeated eras during the war. It's just peace. Oh, and this is. They guys overthrow. Is it the world I got outside after 10 years? Sky, city, civilization, and many people. It might be complicated for the demon and human race's nemesis, Trainer, but it was also the moment he finally got out into the outside world. That is why Trainer looked silently at the spectacle in front of her for a while. Oh, you're tired. I'm so glad, today. Hey, worry. My wife is like this. Well, it's getting worse. Spreading sight. It is a common daily life. Translated by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. Koi 1/2. Mama, what's the food for today? What's good? Steak. Yeah. This is Daddy's payday and I wonder if I'll blow up. Men after work. Housewives with children shopping for dinner. People were overflowing when young students at the end of school were chatting with friends while leaving school. Then. Look at this. What do you think? What do you feel in this sight? Is it a tilde? I asked with a simple interest. I'm so sad. A collection of ugly wastes, such as humans. It's alive with a hare-haru and a weak smile. I want to destroy it with too much power right now. Despite the spiritual body, my consciousness seems to fly to the chilly eyes and murderousness. The thing that I thought could be useful was still the great demon king. But transl@byjpmtl.co1/2. But now I'm sorry to say anything. I'll let you know at best, beyond tomorrow and tomorrow, that I have lost my hand. I didn't feel any resentment or hatred there. He laughed as if he had reached a certain point, and his back seemed to be a bit sad. But Daimao nodded as convinced. Is that so? Well, I have to convince myself. I can't help it now. Yeah, I can't help it anymore. Just because I can see and hear my figure and voice does not mean that the great demon king can manage this world even now. That's why all I can do is see through me the world the fathers have won. I'm a little pathetic that I can only do that. But I'm not saying that anymore, so I'm not going to ask anymore. However, this is how the great demon king is expressing his feelings in a straightforward manner, and I heard that he was interested in other things. Well, Hiro the Brave is my father. Were you strong? Iro? Oh, I'm my father's son, but I haven't got any training, and now I'm peaceful and I've never seen my father fighting seriously. A great father who can't always avoid being compared. However, I only know his father's achievements and honors, so he does not know his actual ability. In that regard, this is a nemesis who killed such a father with Kuki. In a sense, it's no exaggeration to say that you know your father's power better than anyone. Iro. Yes. Or rather, the Braves. Looking back on the past with a slightly serious expression, Daimao talked about his father. The Brave gangs are terribly cowardly and unreadable in the air. It's not an exaggeration to say that they know the word dignified. Oh, it's ridiculous! A tilde. A broken bar. I had it on the roots of the mess. No, wait, be cowardly. Is it okay? These are the final battles. They have boarded the great demon king palace, and the 7 warriors led by Iro have reached the bottom of the room. 7. Oh. The human 7 heroes? A broken bar, that's it. However, once you reach that point, you'll be fighting for the fortunes of the world of the great demon king and the strongest hero. But they were. So many people were attacking them all at once. A tilde including your mother. A tilde. The words of the great demon king, which seem to have been revived, suddenly messed up at me with angry momentum. And that's it. And yet, if it's too much of a Zabalo, Iro's guy. If he laughs at something like all the thoughts of humankind from all over the world, give me power. All humanity puts power on Hilo. I sent it and beat it with a huge sword that combined its power. A tilde. Which is mean. A tilde. Well, standing on the hero side and listening to it, it's a very impressive place where the hearts of the human race are united. However, from this point of view, it may be a bit cowardly, one to all humanity. But if you were the boss of the Demon King army, it would have been an ally. At that time, your subordinate, do not listen anymore. I'm back today. A broken bar. A tilde. Show the city again tomorrow. A tilde. The great demon king forced him to cut off the story immediately, as if it had become awkward. Apparently it would have been a place to touch. Translated by jpmtl.idirisis1/2 FOM. Wow, but tomorrow is an academy, so it's after school. And I'm also interested in a school building that trains human warriors. For now, it looks like I'm harmless, and I can't always do something. I got stuck with a strange thing, but can I go out for a little bit? Hey, baby. Books stacked in the bookstore over there. Advertising posters are also posted. And the great demon king who stopped me from returning to the mansion. Looking back, Daimao was looking at a bookstore with a little crowd. Speaking of which, today is pure. That's Destiny Grand Order to be released today. The day a sequel to a world-famous novel is released. I'm not interested. What is it? A diaresis 1/2. A tilde. Do you have anything to do with Destiny Stay Night? Is that an early guy about 20 years ago? It's already been a lot of series. What? 8 tilde diaresis. It's a series? 8 tilde. At that time, the Great Demon King shook his face as if struck by lightning. No, the Great Demon King, who wouldn't normally be an advanced lightning spell or no damage, opened his mouth with a really shocked expression. Hey, buy it, he told me, sticking out his face and running his eyes. No, why, the Great Demon King is a human book. The tribe has nothing to do with culture. E superscript A tilde. I've read you a lifetime. I hate humans, but I love that story. Oh, come on, baby, give me too much. Why I can't read you even if I bought it. I don't touch the book. I hope you'll turn the page. 8 tilde superscript A. Don't say anything. I'm crazy. At first it was frustrating and it looks like Ella, but it seemed somehow terribly sad. Well, if it was about one book. Oh, I'm gone. I'll buy it. 8 tilde. I'm glad. I've just been waiting for a while. Oh. But can you buy it? In the early days of that book there was a bit of a radical depiction and it must have been age restricted, but, yeah? No, it seems to have been rewritten for all ages. If you have restrictions, you have a good idea, like buying 2 study books and sandwiching them between them. Why do you always use the sandwich tactics when I buy glossy books? I am waiting a little more. It's not, I don't know, it's like this. That's what it is. Now open the next page. Academic classes as usual. The class that goes on fast and fast is fast. Those who don't understand are left behind and sifted. Well, it's okay if you do the preparation review like me, but sloppy. It is a class that is inefficient and does not get the point. Is that person really a teacher? 8 tilde registered. Are you willing to understand? In addition, do you teach something slightly different from historical facts? 8 tilde. The Great Demon King, who was invisible to everyone beside me, was sighing from the head of the class. And some of the students seem to not understand, but the teacher doesn't say anything to move on. Why not ask a question? Are you paying tuition? 8 tilde. Academy teachers are made up of talented people with intermediate or higher Imperial Warrior qualifications. Isn't this an institution that fosters the human elite? At a low level, T-Ra-N slated by I diaresis 1/4 superscript 8 by 1/2 TL. C oi 1/2. It was completely useless. It's useless to do 1,000 swings at the training room. That's the type of content you're happy with just doing the number of times. Is that so? A broken bar. What's the reason I am forced to make 5,000 swings every day? It's meaningless. At that time, the Great Demon King returned normally to what I thought in my heart. Maybe I'm talking in my heart. Oh. Seems to be able to talk. A broken bar. I did not know. Then, if I'm also speaking in my heart without speaking aloud in public, wouldn't you be treated as a funny guy with a strange selfishness? Suddenly, it's more than that now. Well, I was a little more worried. Isn't that meaningless? I don't say it doesn't make any sense. Mental and physical strength will be acquired. However, they say that the way you and other students do not make sense. A broken bar. 8 tilde. A broken bar swinging is used to solidify forms and forms. By repeating, you can naturally move in the correct form. However, if you increase the number of points in a meaningless way, you will lose your form due to fatigue and you will make a lot of mistakes in the wrong way. A broken bar. Yeah, surely a broken bar. Roughly. You do not think about anything. I'm just shaking. Actual battle. Is your opponent shaking? 8 tilde. Is it possible to put out the basic form when fatigue starts? 8 tilde. T-Ran/ED by JPMTL. Co-M. It was the moment when my efforts for several years were totally denied. No, it was quite a shock, but in that sense, I was still conscious of that, and I was able to do it 1,000 times effectively. But only one person in this class. I'm not you, right? A-ring diaresis. This is the girl who is right before you. Beside me being shocked, Daimao said that there was still one person who could be recognized. For a moment, what a great guy can be recognized by that Great Demon King, I thought. but soon realized that there was only one. That blonde girl. Who is it? A tilde. A princess with long, golden hair. Oh, Princess Fiancé Princess. Oh, what is this empire? The emperor of this empire. Is it better to say you are the seven heroes Sola? That? Boho. Saw. Is that an evil knight of that spear knight? I was a prince at the time, but did you become an emperor? It nodded somewhere deeply emotionally, because it was the lineage of a person familiar. Today I see. I can see the pedigree. The sword of the swing is also wonderful, and the amount of intrinsic magical power is amazing at that age. It seems that this low-level teacher's class content is completely understood. Masterpiece. It is a genius. And it was a perfect solid praise. Tsukasa, the princess is so awesome that he can be praised so far by the great demon king. Your child is also a talented person, but that girl's ability is better at the moment. A tilde. And what people care about. This guy is the. At that time, a chalk from the instructor flew over my forehead, and I was unaware that I could not avoid it. Hey, what are you trying to do? Earth, keep your hands on it and point your hot gaze at fiancé. Teasing from a choke attack that stops the hand of the fast high-speed class once. For this, the gaze in the class was turned to me all at once, and it was a laugh. And the princess himself doesn't look back at me, but he turns his face red with anger and trembles. Well, I don't like me, but if I tease you, you'll get ridiculous. Tira ns lat ted by I diaresis 1/4 superscript apmtl. C oi 1/2. Is it okay? Earth. It doesn't matter if you're the son of a hero, as long as you're in this classroom. Both the son of the hero and the princess of the empire are one student, just Earth and fiancé. So, let me just say this. With that interrupted, the instructor walks up to me and tells me with a serious glance, soon, we will announce the submission of the final career appointment and the selection of the game before the graduation commemoration. If you are the result of your 3 years, you will surely choose the course you want. The goal is to graduate from the academy and get the job you want. It's not a start, you are just doing a preparatory movement before the start. The goal is decided after you graduate, so you don't have to listen to it because you know the content of the class perfectly, but you still listen to it. Can also lead to injuries. Did you understand? I poked my head while saying what I was preaching, and their instructor returned to the podium with a laugh. Hot blood. Ho. Then, the great demon king, who was listening to the instructor's sermon to me, nodded as if impressed. Teaching is a bad thing, but it's a pretty good thing. That teacher too. And now, I praise the instructor who was just talking about it. Well, I understand what I said, but I'm convinced as such. Or maybe the great demon king will admit humans. That's why, Earth, please answer the history issues regarding the Demon King army that I will be starting from now. If you can't answer it, it's a after-school classroom. That's a problem. I promise to visit the city after school. I will not receive supplementary training etc. Sudden problem. If I can't answer it, I'll make a supplement. I'm talking to Yabi and Daimaru and I haven't heard any lessons in the middle. The 3 great demon eyes that exist in the world of humans and demons. Answer these 3, and then answer the name of the demon eye that the great demon king Reina had and its capabilities. All of the abilities. What's wrong? You should know if you listen to the class. Problems with the 3 major demon eyes. If so, it will be managed. It was also a matter of the great devil. Yeah, the 3 major demons are Crest Eye, Moonlight Eye, and Akatsuki Eye. Among them, the demon eye that is said to have possessed the great demon king trainer. Tran sl at edbyi diaresis 1/2 sp 1/2 dl.com. It was a coat of arms. I understand up to that point. However, there was quite a lot of ability with her crest A's. Answer everything correctly. The emblem is, child. This is a problem. 8 tilde superscript A. Don't be deceived. A broken bar. A. At that time, a stop voice was heard from the great demon king. But what is a hooking problem? No way, it's about the problem. Well, my magnificent A's. During the wartime, I decided to call it emblem eyes, but it's not. It's the lie that I told you to deceive the human enemy. and your father's. Really? I do not know that. Because the Great Demon King equals her coat of arms was a very famous story. Rokudo eyes that I have. The eyes that have evolved further from the heraldic eyes. Eyes called I heard it for the first time here broken by eyes that are said to be the roots of all the demon eyes. In the first place, it is said that the three major evil eyes have branched out in a long history as the 6 sway eyes are inherited by their descendants. Yes, that is to say, let's answer this question to the 3 major evil eyes, and in fact, the extra eyes are not in the 3 major evil eyes, but rather the upper eyes. That was exactly what he would have been taught if he hadn't taught here. And then, of course, the ability can be answered. I was lucky to have a problem with the Great Demon King. Hey, Earth, answer me quickly. What are the eyes of the Great Demon King? The eyes are not the 3 major demon eyes, but the eyes of the beginning of all. Rokudo eyes. That's why I answered the instructor confidently while smiling. What is that? Hey. A tilde. The instructor leaned her head on her face. The other classmates began to get angry at my answer, and, hey, Earth, you, light. I don't know why I don't make a crazy evil eye. Well, is it really wrong? Great Demon King Kai. 8 tilde section A tilde macron not a lie, it's true. This teacher is telling me eyes are 6-way eyes. That's right. I've taught me shit. Believe. 8 tilde section A tilde macron not to lie. Well, this teacher doesn't know the facts. See Cedilla sense superscript OE superscript A check with your father and mother. 8 tilde section A tilde macron not to lie. 8 tilde registered. Did you reveal it in the final battle? A tilde because the emperor of this country also knows, there is no doubt. A tilde. Thus, I had to be punished for the lie with the Great Demon King. However, it seems that my answer was a little problem where I didn't know the bell rang and today's class was over, and it was time to leave school. Hey, baby, are you leaving school? If so, please guide the Imperial City a little more today. Well, even if I say that I'm going home, I'm going to drop in various ways at the request of Daimaru. I didn't specifically refuse, except for a little bit. But before that, I can't go home, because I ended up getting supplementary because of you. It's not too much. It's because of you. A tilde. In the end, he was angry with the instructor because of the Great Demon King, and he met the absurd eye of remaining after school. I mean, if you think calmly, the problem that the instructor raised could probably have been answered correctly. Shit. Hey, Earth. It was at that time. In front of me trying to get up was a princess standing cold and looking down at me. Translate TED by JPMTL. Diaresis 1/2 Foy 1/2. Princess. Fiancé. Is it for anything? I asked the princess standing in front of me suddenly, thinking that the princess call and honorifics were useless. No, really suddenly, if you think. Earth. You said you were just staring at me a lot earlier. Peer, judge that I had something to say to me. I came in the previous class. No, I just looked at the flow of the conversation with Daimaru and did not turn my gaze on it. No, nothing. Then I'll do this. Anyway, let's get out before complaining. With that in mind, I slipped by fiancé. Well, don't be shy. No, it's already there. I know. I have something to say, so I'll ask. Princess. Don't say a princess for this period. Translated byjpmtl.go I diaresis 1/2 I couldn't get through. No, really? A tilde section I grabbed my shoulders as I tried to escape, and the cool princess squeezed my nose and squeezed into me. Did you do anything? Hey, you're about to do something decisive, and I'm going to do something confidential to me. No, really, nothing special. Yeah, don't be ashamed. No, not that. Isn't it all right in front of everyone in the classroom? I'm sorry I didn't have to worry about it. Moving, behind the school building? Come on, I will always receive it. What is it? Pound back of the school building? A fight? A duel? Poker? Why have you changed to me who has lost to the princess in the mock battle? Why, isn't that hard to say? Hope, Maybe you're thinking about the difference and not getting sick? Then, don't worry. Your home is in the first place and your father is your parents. I mean, they're close friends, and in the future they're talking about each other's children. That's no problem, no obstacles. It's up to you. Yabi, I don't know what is. No, really. Don't worry about the difference in status. Is it really possible to fight? Even if you're a regular mock-up fighter, you're losing your fight with all your abilities, regardless of your status, even if you're a princess. Is this person not aware of that? Hey, what the hell is it? It's finally. Hey, really? What's going on? Pooh? Oh, it's just like this. Will you be a witness to the historical moment that will determine the future of this country? And, unusually, the appearance of the excited princess naturally became the focus of attention in the class, and the surroundings seemed to be watching the exchange of flicker and as somehow interesting. No, I'm going to the instructor's office from now on. Supplementary training. Yeah, coward. Oh, so much. I'm so scared. Oh, how long have you gone? But I can't win. It's a big deal. I guess it's bad that Tammy is a child. Oh, Earth. This time. Your last game. An event to determine the strongest young warrior. Undoubtedly you and I will be selected. In the plan of... Hey, the final is supposed to be you and me, so I'm going to declare a variety of future things to everyone, but you are in such a timid final it even comes out. What? Section A is this princess saying you want to make me victory in front of the public and then make me laugh? Just how good you are. Well, even if that's what I said, I wasn't really selected yet. Well, no doubt you and I don't have a problem. Or rather, the battle of the 7 heroes. I want to see the world. Well, yes, but... Yes, I said I wasn't going to be selected yet, but I'll be fine with my previous results. In addition, there is a trend that the public wants to watch the event, the battle of the 7 next generation children of the 7 heroes, and, as the princess says, I and the princess will definitely be selected. The results are top and junior, but I'm honestly not too fond of it. In the first place, she is completely defeated by the princess. Oh, it's okay. I'm a coward. I'll be fine when I'm selected. No, that princess. Anyway, I thought I'd say it to you who can't really boil, but I want to be told. That's what I want to say from a man. So, just go for it. The princess then left the classroom, ignoring my response and reaction completely, and sniffing. The exchange between me and the princess. Do it. Tranesla TED by JPMTL.IDIRISIS 1/2 Foy 1/2. The classmates sighed with a disappointing appearance, and got it. A broken bar. Beside me, the great demon king folded his arms. The princess, who seemed to be a prodigy, is surprisingly a bang. You seem to be a talented person. What? And even more with you. The insensitivity that you can say that there is something wrong with your life is going to be overwhelming and unpleasant. Rather, what do you know if you don't understand it? For some reason, he was angry while being ridiculed. There, the emperor and the chief of the imperial warrior, who were the top of all warriors of the empire, were drinking tea in one room. Normally, the relationship between the lord and his subordinates. However, the air was laughing between them, as if they were old-fashioned friends. Well, during this time, I'm angry at Earth. Somehow, it's difficult. Having said that, it is the man of the imperial warrior and the title of hero who speaks of the troubles of ordinary households. Hero Lagan. He was one of the world's 7 heroes and the man who gave the last blow to destroy the great demon king. I'd like to say that you're still a warrior chief. But I'm the same, because there are some difficulties in both good and bad ways. The emperor reigns at the pinnacle of the empire, who responds as if he smiled at Hero. Solid departure. One of the world's proud 7 heroes, one of the heroes who once confronted the great demon king with Hilo. If Hero looks like a 30s but looks like a 20s, then this guy looks like a 30s but looks like a late teen. A neutral and neat appearance of a middle-aged boy and adolescent, with long, shiny golden hair bundled behind his head. But Fiancé is so talented that he wants to break through the walls of Earth, but he wants to break through the wall. Earth isn't as stupid as you, I guess. However, in the coming era, Those who have such a good point may help me. Well, it looks like dexterity is poor. He can do more. I think so. Isn't it because you're a stupid parent? That's not the case. And with me. And I think fiancé is so strong. I'd like to compare it with the rival and Fu in the middle. Emperor and Imperial Warrior Chief. However, unless it was a public place, it was a conversation without compassion for parents who struggled with the growth of their children. Translate TED by Idiaresis 1/2 SP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Koi 1/2. Oh no, what about that story? If fiancé graduated from the academy with Earth, then Earth, fiancé is a fiancé. Oh, hey. Look back, the joke we used to get drunk in the past. A broken bar. Then, while being a little embarrassed, Iroh told Solo about the future of each other's children. Solo smiles at that question. Haha, I'm serious even when I'm 15. I mean, I'm getting close to graduation and come to me many times, and maybe I'll announce it in the next game. Seriously. What's going on? I didn't say anything to Earth. But maybe you're okay? It's good. Rather, how happy it would be. Our children are tied together and everyone is a family. I think it's a wonderful thing. And the feelings of the person is just something to convince. Dahahaha. I'm sure it will be. But I'm crazy. I'm in love with Sadis. What is Sadis? If Obama knows the princess's feelings and thinks seriously and still chooses himself. Let's get away. I laughed and said, Translate TED by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. That's a problem. Well, I'm honest, I don't know how serious Sadis is. But there's always a lot of distortion. It was spoken among adults who did not even know Earth itself. It was a sight of two men talking about a peaceful and happy future while holding their heads and worrying. Then it was that time. I'm sorry. Oh, Your Majesty. Chief of Warrior. This is to come to the academy. Teacher. The two suddenly entered the room and looked at their parents, who were struggling with child rearing. Don't stop me, sir. If you tell me you're the warrior chief, you'll be out of tune. I'm the only one now, so don't call me my majesty. Well, if it's not public, it's still. So, what's the future? Yes, we talked with the principal about establishing a new school building to be our sister school. In this case, the connection with other countries has become stronger. So, I also thought that I would cooperate fully. Okay. Those two people. Really, really good. That person was the teacher when they were once academy students. And, well, sir, teacher, one of the subjects is teaching our kids now. What about our children? Oh, just before, we were in a classroom just for two people. A broken bar, two people, a broken bar, a broken bar. He now teaches two children, Earth and fiancé. A man who became an instructor for two generations of parents and children with a serious look at the two parents. First, fiancé seems to be looking at the old Solo. It is worthy of the word prodigy, and also works hard without being arrogant for his gifted talent. It's going to be a pulling stake in the future, but the downside is that it's a bit confusing and can't see you around, or you're so mean. Is that so? Broken bar, a broken bar, and the Earth is also excellent. That's no doubt. It's a decent effort. But everyone, including me, will be putting on a hero. It's a burden and recently it's a bit rotten. I'm worried about seeing something like. I see. Sora and Iroh nodded as they were convinced of the situation. It was exactly the same as their recent impression of their own children. When I heard about their problems and concerns from a third party, they came to think that they had to do something. Translat EDBY Idiaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. Idiaresis 1/2 Idiaresis 1/2 but fiancé is all good. The most recent problem is Earth. Teacher, roughly, Earth just tried to answer my problem a bit by saying something terrible, so I'll continue to do it. Ha ha ha, that's right. I miss you. I was often trained by my teacher. Well, it's almost time. Both of us are again. An instructor who tries to go to the next errand, spilling lightly, only to complain. And just before leaving the room, as if I remembered. Yeah, Earth was just saying weird things. The lesson I just mentioned. In response to the question what is the demon eye of the great demon king trainer, he said something like Rikitoku's eyes. That question mark. I'm gonna go. If you're free, please encourage other students. Cho, say, teacher. He was told that he was saying Sarari when he broke up, but the content was so shocking that both Hilo and Sola remained solid and couldn't move for a while. After a few seconds of silence, they look at each other and open their mouths, shaking their lips. Hey, Iro. Yes, now. What did the teacher say? What did Earth answer? Six-way eyes. Did you teach? Stupid. There's something I'm teaching. Someday, we only know the 7 heroes. Why? Earth knows? That's scary. It's better not to know. So we said we're going to keep it secret only between us. Who's breathing something strange to Earth? Did I get drunk somewhere? My father and son didn't take time to face each other. Because I hadn't been able to see my son so far. My father's wish for my son's path had to gradually shift. By the way, baby, I was talking to the princess earlier. What exactly is the graduation commemoration match? The way back to the house where the tutoring is finally over. As he walked down the streets of the commercial district, the great demon king asked me, at graduation commemoration match. The name suggests that graduates will fight in front of senior nobles and royal families. Well, that's not a problem. It's a tournament for that. It's about 2 months from now. Yes, this is the announcement of new warriors before graduation who will become warriors, and the top performers will appeal to emperors and aristocrats, many people, and even the leaders of each warrior organization. It is an event that can be done and even show its presence to other countries, once in a lifetime, and depending on the result, it will greatly affect life. Well, I've been irrelevant recently. Are there such events? And I guess from the story with the princess just mentioned, will you come out? It's going to be done 2 months later, but it's quite long. Are you motivated? The great demon king pointed out my inner mind like that. Yes, I'm not so motivated about it anymore. In 2 months, it's frustrating to win that princess. I'm just ready to be ashamed. I see. That is one of the reasons. However, the biggest reason why I do not come out of it is still Tran Slat Ed by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript apmtl.go Idiaresis 1/2. Mostly, I can only see it with the colored glasses of Iro's son. And I'm not going to be able to meet that expectation. It's Akida broken bar. Do you hate being disappointed if you are so young? At that time, the grinned smiling demon king touched my heart. Well, that's not true. Rather, even if it happens, it's the father who is ashamed. If he can be ashamed of that, that is. It's a lie. I'm strong. I don't know that kind of feeling. But I'm meaninglessly strengthening. Who? Is it a rebellion period? But I really want to look back at my father. I want to look back at the world. But I understand that I can't do that with my talent. Unintentionally, I looked back and muffled my voice. Zaken, I'm sorry. What do you know about me? Are you saying that kind of thing? Well, I can't help but refute by hitting the stars. You are too easy to understand. Everything is within the expected range. I guess that's the place where you can't surpass the father who goes through idiots and does unexpected things. Kai, Ga, give up, twist, and rot. Hidenori Inu, who realized his weakness, gave up trying to go outside. 8-tr and slet ted by JP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. It's no use saying anything, and the great demon king sees me all. That was too much to make me understand, and I squeezed my fist with anger and shame. Don't shut up. The lost and dead ghosts don't look down on people like Hela. If I give up and get twisted and rotten, what about you? I'm a compassionate excuse for losing. That's because the great demon king, who looked down on me, didn't want to be touched. Hey, kid, I made an excuse when I lost. I guess I did, but let's be horrified that my fathers were cowardly. No, it was an excuse or a fact. If 1-on-1, I would definitely win. It's kind of suspicious. Now I can say that much. Isn't it really not that strong? If your opponent tells me Ella, I'll tell you. If you can't fight back, you can provoke any amount of mercy. Then, the great Demon King approached me in a truly demon-like manner, speaking, Sir. 8~F²8~F² Light-Suki Kulbawa Rika? A broken bar Sug pressure, though it shouldn't be the usually scary. It's about to transform into something. At that time, you couldn't be more nervous, and the brave Toki were individual. And while approaching me with the power of the great Demon King, Daimao made a proposal. It once lost, but he won if his fathers were sneaky and unable to read the air. To prove that his power was definitely better than his father. But, I can't do that. You're such a ghost. Yes, it's impossible for the great Demon King, who can only see and hear the existence of ghosts other than me, and cannot interfere with anything in reality. But the great Demon King. Kisama A~F² Tet Proof Shityariha, Yoga U. Socite, Yono Great Sagiragai. A broken bar now A broken bar What did you say? The great Demon King will train me. Mazuha 2 months later. A little 2 months. UE² and Ohaime F²A~F²A. It was a flow that began with a cell word and a byword. I was pushed as it was by the words of the great Demon King, who was furious and angry. Translate DBYJPI Diaresis 1/2 TL. COI Diaresis 1/2. Yoshi is ready for training. Sonotimony, now you can talk about everything. Well, what are you really going to buy? 8 go to Oh, Osu. And at least this event will have a huge impact on our strange relationships and on my path to the future. Societe, Nishid Kuryu, the great devil! A*. No, please take care of that. Yeah. Big. Are you serious? You train me? Well, I was a little upset a little while ago. But it's free time and it may be fun. No, but the great Demon King raises the son of the hero. A Diaresis 1/2 TM. The Diavero is died. Phew, ha 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 ha. Ero's desperate face appears in his eyes. At first, he was furious in various ways and declared to train me, but now he has a very bad smile. Apparently, I don't know if it seems to be interesting because of something or because I've been in the seal all the time, so I don't know what it's fun to do now, but withdraw the word to train me anyway. I didn't seem to mind. However, I was also pushed by the momentum and bought various things that were said to be necessary for training. Something. Sorry, it's only about 2 months. I don't think it's going to work out that much. It depends on how you feel. In particular, chicks like you are easy to grow at first. No, I'm in trouble because I'm struggling. Yes, I'm doing whatever I can do. Not only in the academy, I also have Sada's study and train myself. However, as if to kick off such a thing, that kindergarten would scatter. Rather than letting my efforts lead to a result, she is disappointed that she is the son of a hero. Then it gradually becomes stupid. Got it? It's a kind of motivation. It tends to happen when you feel so far away from your goal that you feel depressed, or when you can't understand your own way. By the way, I hear one thing, your future. What are your plans and goals? A broken bar What are you going to do in the future and what do you want to accomplish? TRNS lat D by I Diaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. I Diaresis 1/2 OM. It was like an adult listening to a child for a dream, but when asked again, I didn't speak well. Well, let's say that I'm going to be an Imperial Knight anyway. Did you decide it yourself? No, I don't think so. But just everybody thinks I'm going to do that. I see. From the beginning, the great Demon King sighed. If you don't have clear goal or an image of yourself in the future, do you know what to train for? No, but I don't want to lose to the princess or meet the expectations of my parents and others. I didn't expect Daimao to tell him about his career or the future, even motivation. But I'm not sure I want to be a warrior. You might have thought that I want to be like my father when I was a boy, but I still don't think so. Even if you tell me something, I'm suddenly asked. I don't know. Well, I guess I never thought deeply. When I told him I couldn't understand even if asked suddenly, the great demon nodded as convinced. Okay, let's do this. Set aside a clear goal and time frame for the future. I think it's training to do that. I'm familiar. That means winning the princess. Speaking a little more, it's the victory of the graduation commemorative game 2 months later. A broken bar, suddenly a broken bar, had it come? T-ra-ns lat ed by idiaresis 1/2 spmtl.idiaresis 1/2 om. I've been talking about hard things as clear goals for my future and goals. Well, there may be a place like winning the princess equals winning. And the next thing we need is where to get the motivation to devote ourselves to training. Motivation? Is it necessary? It's more effective for you to be willing to drive than to just ask the people to do the training. So, do you have any motivation? I understand what I mean. But if you know it, it's the hardest. Because there's no such motivation. I've been rotten recently. Separately, I don't want to be an imperial warrior and have a great reason to help the peace of the empire. If you find motivation, are impure things more surprising than justice, peaceful, or chilly-worthy things? Impure. At that time, I doubted the great demon king's proposal, which looked through my heart. That's it. Because no one can keep a beautiful and pure heart forever. It's even rarer for anyone to be motivated to do something good. I know more about human ugliness and desires. Oh, yeah. Is that something? So you want something like money, or if you win your father, you'll be rewarded with something you like, or whatever. Impure is better than good reason. I never thought about it. Is that something? But that may be fine, but the drawback is that I don't want to eat a meal with my dad unless I'm troubled with pocket money. Impericious motivation. It didn't even come to my mind, and I remained moaning. Then, go home. When I noticed, I had arrived at the mansion, and Sadith, who was cleaning in the garden in front of the entrance, greeted me. And Sadis narrowed his eyes to what I had. Botchama, you can take your detours and shopping freely. What is it? Macron. It seems that you are buying a lot of broken bar. What do you do with buying laddie etc. Macron. What is your bag? A broken bar, sewing needle, acupuncture? Anyway, everything is in the house. Yes, there was a ladder among the things that the great demon king bought me for training. He said that it was also in the mansion, but it was bought for some reason that he should have one for training and himself. Honestly, I don't know what to use now. But for now, TRNSLAEDBYI diaresis 1/4 superscript 8 by 1/2 TL. Well, a little bit. Let's look into my bath from the outside. I use it to train a bit. Occasionally, Sadis, who sees my discipline, leans his head without knowing what to use ladder for. That's right. Oops. Yes, Sadis. Yes, about the meals from today. Would you please show me the menu schedule? Yes, this was also the instruction of Daimaru. He said that eating was one of the ways to improve his training, and he said that he would thoroughly follow the morning, noon, and evening menu. Of course, I'm surprised because I haven't ever asked Sadis such a request. I don't mind, but what's going on? Pabochama. I've never been concerned about that, and I said, I want to make my wife delicious. But why was the boy who was always squatting down every time I spelled that statement? Well, and that? Just to win. A broken bar, yes. Everything is to win the graduation commemoration game 2 months later. However, I still feel subtle about what it is to do so. At the time I think so. I guess that it is still low motivation. Botchama, what is winning? What happened? If you have any trouble, I will not be bullied today, so I will consult you. I bullied if it was a stupid reason. I love Sadis who looks at me worried. Motivation. Impure. At that time, it was a stupid idea that I suddenly came up with. Well, Sadis, yes, what is it? 2 months later. There's a graduation commemorative match. Yes, I know. I'm going to cheer that day too. You'll get angry, but try something. If I could if I could win that tournament. After all, I want to date Sadis in plain clothes once. Bobo, Bochan. What now? Hallucination. Traneslat dbwajp 1/2 tl. Idiaresis 1/2 fo idiaresis 1/2. That would be surprising. Sadis should be well aware that I'm not very motivated these days and have given up in various ways. Sadith is unusually confused by the words winning that I have never said before. And I say, oh, if I won the tournament. I'm nervous. That's right. But Sadis knows my feelings. I'm not going to get married separately, it's just a date. That's it. If that's the case, Sadis might do it too. Dating. Walking hand in hand. Arning. Hugging and kissing. And then, depending on the mood. At night. Let me touch the knockers. That? My broken bar, a broken bar. That is that wrong? Exclamation mark. Ah, no, Sadis. Pui. Now I put out my delusion in my heart. Sadis is very angry with a smile. So. Botchama. You fufafafu. Oh ho 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 ho. A joke that I couldn't laugh very much, and on the contrary I laughed. Ha. A broken bar Wally, a broken bar, a broken bar, forget me, a broken bar, 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 a broken bar. My stupid guy. I don't. I'm with Sadis. A broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar. I understand. Disagreeable. Question mark A. Exclamation mark what? Exclamation mark E. Question mark A. Question mark yeah. Sadis. What? It is clearly a request below a shit bug, and it is reported to her husband as a sexual harassment matter. But that boy declares a victory recklessly. For a moment, my heart shakes. I did. Answered D by JP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOM. Sadis is facing me with a serious face. So, it's absolutely a secret to my husband. But if Bochan can win, then let's say I can love my tits all day. That at all. The princesses, etc. would be considered precious and noble, such as proving the empire's majesty to the imperial people and other nations by winning this tournament, and showing everyone that they will lead the future. Our botches knockers. Isn't that wrong? I have cold eyes that look at me below the maggots, but let me touch the knockers. Not just for the day. A ring. Secret to father. A tilde. 8 tilde y a tilde. If you win, you're really free. You can free this knocker. What are you looking at? If you win, Sadis finishes his cleaning and returns to the mansion, showing a little shyness, and I was left in front of the entrance. Oh. Motivated. Somehow, I never thought of this. If you win, you'll get a Sadis knocker, even if you're done, or if you're crazy. A. Pure love? I don't know, what's that? Isn't the tits pure love enough? Well, it's too much to say that it's better to be impure. Daimal mutters as if she was a little amazed. But that's not the case if she cares about that. The Great Demon King. No, trainer. I'll definitely win. So train me. I'll do what you say. A broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar. I bowed for the first time to correct my posture to show at least the courtesy to the trainer I would ask for guidance. It doesn't matter how the brave child bows down to the Great Demon King. From now on, we have a relationship between teacher and apprentice. And while the trainer sighs a little amazed. Okay. In a diaresis superscript 2 months later, your previous game won, and the breast. I swore to my own soul when I achieved it in my life. And what is this ladder used for? Ladder training. What is it? I was motivated and went out to the large yard of my mansion and sat down wearing short-sleeved shorts and exercise clothes. I'm not just sitting, I'm soft and relaxed. Trainer says stretch. The problem is ladders with unknown uses. It increases agility and agility. This will give you the ultimate step. Magical step. The technical name Kusodas. Consider the technical name by yourself. Oh, Wally, continue. Even if you don't put it out, you'll be fooled by what you thought. Well, it's good. Listen seriously for knockers. Yes, I'll talk later. First of all, do the stretching over time. Concentrate. No, you're doing enough? 8 I'm pretty soft. But make this a daily habit to improve your physical abilities. That's wow. But how can you teach me what kind of training you want to do? What else are you doing? A training menu. Well, if you're worried. T. Ranzella ed by JP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Go Idiaresis 1/2. I'll do whatever I'm told and work hard. But I really wanted to know what to do. Then the trainer. First, take the time to warm up with stretching and ladder training. After that, you will train your physical arts and practice magic and forbidden curses that match your physical arts. Is there no complaint? 8 It is quite anxious to be told that it is a curse at the end with Sarari, but well, the opponent is the Great Demon King. If the Great Demon King teaches magic, you may have a curse. But another thing I was worried about. When do you train your sword? Yes, I'm the same magic swordsman as my father. I've been training since I was a kid, and I still make 5,000 swings a day. Trainer says it's useless to say too many times. I don't use a sword, huh? Is that a sword you can do on your own? You are not suitable for the magical swordsman of the same sword type as Hilo. In other words, there is no talent like Hilo. Oh, is it a mistake? A terrible remark has come out from somehow as if he was completely denied his life so far. T. Ranzella T. ed by JPMTL. Idiaresis 1/2 You seem to have complex emotions with your father, and you may be longing for it. It seems that the skill and sword are imitating his father. Well, I've been imitating something since I was a kid. But it's an imitation. That's enough for a second-rate opponent, but it doesn't have the power to break through. A broken bar, 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 a broken bar. He's the son of a brave man, but he's not good for a magic swordsman. When you first met you during the seal, did you try to hit a magic sword too much? At that time. Yes, I knew at that point. I hope you have no talent for that style. Two abrupt remarks I still couldn't easily accept. No wonder I was denied my short but accumulated life. Well, how serious? How do you know that? I thought why I could say that to you who just met yesterday. It can't be helped. The story is a bit long, but humans, demons, and demons have different shapes and different masses. The functions provided, such as speed and reflexes, are also different. Nothing in this world is all the same. Do you understand this? 8 That's right. But at the same time, swords are swords, wrestling is wrestling. There is a body and function for each. Then, on my question, trainer was very theoretically explaining. For example, a giant orc may have a body that is good at wielding a club and attacking with power, but do you think that a giant orc is good at ballet? 8 It's sure. Tr had by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript AP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 If you go by that, you're not a magic swordsman. Or rather, Hilo's fighting style isn't for you. He is a special attack type that concentrates one point without thinking later. Defeat opponents by maximizing the power of magic with a sword. It is established because of its blessed strength, endurance that is not scared by odd counterattacks, and enormous amount of magical power possessed by human beings. That doesn't apply to you. The explanations were more and more depressing words to me. You are the son of Iro, but his strength and the amount of magic he has are different from his father. No matter how much you imitate the hero cannot be exceeded. Above all, because that great demon king says, the explanation is really true. I can't be my father. I don't have that talent. After all, it was a shock. But with this kind of clear guidance, I've lost my mind. Ha. Since I was a kid, I was waving my sword for the time being. It was a habit. On rainy days and on windy days, it was not indispensable. Even if my hands are peeled and the bins are crushed. But on the other hand, you have a flexible body and a spring, as you have said, against a sword-like hero. Perhaps you resembled your mother. That, if you use a sword, the battle will be built around the sword. However, you must start by taking full advantage of yourself by confronting your body's functions. That is, your personality. Physical art is the best way to review the function of the body. I wasn't able to hear everything because I was in the middle of a shock, but I heard only the last word. I mean another talent. If you're a swordsman, you may be good at wearing that supple, flowing sword. But before you can wear it, you know your physical function before you can use your sword arm. It wouldn't be possible to master that in 2 months. I naturally raised my face and tried to listen to her without losing her words. Trainer said to me, I can't beat my dad even if I imitate him. Sounded like saying, I have my talent. Unlike my father, my personality. I never thought about it. And Hilo is a single-cell idiot. Simple, magical spells with destructive momentum could be used, but fine spells were refreshing. Magic is not just about magic, it also requires the brain to understand the phenomenon theoretically. You are better than Nero. Expand the range of magic. It's not just a sword. Certainly, my dad could use all-outs for magic, but I've heard he's not good at small auxiliary systems or such magic. Surprisingly, do fathers have many drawbacks? Do you understand? If you earnestly train of course you will win 2 months later. But if you take more time, you can raise it to a level where you can beat Hero. It was not simply a word of loudness or momentum. Well, trainer had thought and chance. And then, whether I will practice it. TRNS elated by Idiaresis 1/2 SPU 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. How is it, child? Yes, it's up to me. In response to such a question, I inadvertently smiled. Gaha. My father. My surroundings. Everyone will be surprised. I don't want the son of Hero to fight in the style of a magic swordsman. No, I don't know. I'm not like my father's son. I just feel like I'm. One of the things I thought was a curse, I felt that it was easier to get one. That's it. I was shocked and sunk, but I felt like my shoulders were off. I felt like I was released from something. I knew I didn't have to imitate my father anymore and feel like a complex. And now that I've been freed from those things, I'm more uplifting to learn something new that suits me. Please, trainer, guide me to the right path. At this time, I had a pure desire to do it, regardless of Sadis's breasts or motivation, so I was just saying it. Then, let's go about ladder training with less flexibility. I can demonstrate the rest. Having said that, the trainer lays the ladder on the ground. The training of the Great Demon King finally begins. That ice a broken bar. Then, first, stand in front of the ladder and step on the square between the ladder scaffolds. Jump quickly with both feet aligned. It's a straight jump. Do not step on the ladder, do not step, and land only on the squares. A broken bar. The Great Demon King jumped with both feet together and proceeded a broken bar. Hey, you keep going. When you're done, go back to the first spot, then jump right and left with both feet together. The trick is to jump on both feet and land on both feet. Don't land on one foot. Once upon a time, the legendary Great Demon King who shook the world jumped with both feet with chocolate. Translate D by Idiaresis 1/2 SPMTL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. Next, 1 foot, another 1 foot, then open the third time and jump. Next, on the other side, repeat the opening and closing like this. Kenkenpa, rhythm well. Kenkenpa is a brutal outrageous monster who has fallen into dread of humanity and is drunk with blood and screaming tragedy. And this time, Kempa and quick. No, curse killed if you laugh now. Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, slalom with both feet. Next is 1 foot. Slalom. TRNS elated by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL.com. But this is zigzag while the Great Demon King shakes his ass ATM superscript A while skipping 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then bug, round, jumble. Day I mouse skip ski run ATM superscript A. Are you motivated? Exclamation mark A tilde. No, number. I don't know if your heart is looking out yet. Question mark. Come laugh. A tilde. Finally, the trainer broke down. I would say I'll do it seriously. Wow, I know. I'm going to do that. No, I know. You can't help but get angry if you teach me seriously. However, it was decided that it was unavoidable to laugh when I saw that the great demon king skipped Kenkenpa in front of me. Perhaps I am the first man in history to see the great demon king's ship at all. Is it okay? This ladder training is effective not only for warming up but also for improving basic skills. Is that so? Yes. I think it's better to explain the effect first to you. So, while blushing and angry, trainer has taught me the effects of this strange thing. With this ladder training, you can train fast step work, stop and turn, and even decelerate, switch back, and accelerate. Do you know what it is? A tilde. No, don't forget the previous ship. I'm not laughing anymore. Well, I have to think seriously about this. Improve the function that can be obtained with the current trainer's words. Do you mean that you can use your body better? In more detail. Increase the speed of nerve and muscle reactions. Nerve and muscle reaction speed? A tilde superscript A. I understand. I don't understand a broken bar. Both humans and demons transmit commands from the brain to the muscles from the nerves. The good reflexes mean that the brains, nerves, and muscles respond quickly. This ladder training, deceleration, turning back, and acceleration in a narrow and confined space will not work if the instructions are not properly transmitted to the muscles, even if it is known in the brain. Translated by JPMTL. Diaresis 1/2 Fm. I see. By coordinating the brain, nerves, and muscles, we can move our bodies as quickly and accurately as we want, and as a result, our motor skills are improved. In addition, the faster the reaction speed is, the faster the magic is activated. It was quite interesting and inspiring. It seemed to be a boon training, but it seemed to be effective if said. And will the magic be faster? In battles, it's common for the body to catch up even if you know it with your head. Gaps and time lags that the body cannot catch up with the image thought by the brain are life and death on the battlefield, bridging the gap and moving yourself in the way you envisioned. This is wearable technology. I think this ladder training seriously. Move your body according to the image drawn with your head. However, it was convinced that it was surprisingly difficult. It was a training that I had never had before, because I only vaguely imagined the father's sword, and even just swung the sword by inertia, and had no clear image of what I wanted to do. I see. I understand something. Then continue. That 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, then. A tilde. Well, 1, 2, 3, then. Speak out. A tilde. Speak out and learn the rhythm first. A ring and grave on the body. A tilde. A tilde. S. Raise your voice without being shy. Kenkenpa. Kenkenpa. A tilde. O. Oshinobu. Poke. Kenkenpa. At Kenkenpa. I lift my arms up, my knees are high, my rhythm is quick, and it's me Rihari. A tilde. I mean, if you do it seriously, this is surprisingly difficult and hard. In addition, depending on the steps, trying to do it quickly can result in strange shapes, collapses, or steps on the ladder. Certainly this may improve the function the trainer says. Okay, increase the difficulty little by little as you get used to it. Now I will tell you the steps to be performed from the outside. Trans BYJP Mount L. I diaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2 Oshinen. Is it all right? Of course, that's not all. Steps and also indicate the magical attributes. Magic. That's it. You only need to put a little basic magic at your fingertips. If you say fire, the match fire is enough. However, you will now activate the magic of the indicated attribute while performing the steps you have instructed. This time, not only the steps, but also the magic. Well, what if you only need basic magic? Let's go. Cross step with lightning O, cross, U, that. Next is Kempekumpa by the wind. Kempekump. What's wrong? Do you have magic? Next, karaoke in the wind. Wind, okay, come out. No, don't stumble. A tilde, a broken bar no, cho, this a broken bar Nah, what's this? It's difficult. If you try to step, you won't be able to do the magic, and if you try to activate the magic, you won't be able to do the steps. No wonder. Step while doing different things. Magic while doing different things. That is, doing different things at the same time can be quite nervous and disrupt the response. Untrained humans are always biased to one or the other. I'm biased. Or, for example, are you a woman's opera? Can you study magical math while looking at the Kohan and breasts? Will your breasts lose more focus than you calculate? A tilde. It's very easy to understand. Certainly. It's the same. What is more, the style of a magic sword is essentially a balance between sword and magic, two things. He gave me a very straightforward example that suits me and I was deeply convinced. And that's true of the magic sword I've been imitating so far. It's possible if you just put your magic on your sword and wield it before the battle. But it's quite difficult to quickly and dynamically trigger the magic that fits your situation while swinging your sword. But if you can get it, the quality of movement in battle will be dramatically improved, and the accuracy of magic will also increase. More precision means better magical quality and power. Apostrophe. The more you hear, the more you realize that what I've done is so shallow without thinking, and at the same time understand how this seemingly bogus discipline is. Yabe, ladder training. Yes, this is the magical ladder training that I devised. A tilde. His name was Daisy, but he had no choice but to be impressed. If I can do this properly. Did you understand? This warm-up will be done daily. If you get used to this, you will see a slightly different landscape in the battle. A tilde. For the first time in my life, I did a skip ski run to get seriously strong. I warmed up and my head grew tired. Steps can be rhythmic quickly, but magic doesn't work. If you concentrate on the magic, the steps will be disrupted. I didn't think it was so difficult to do two things at the same time. What happened? It seems like I'm breathing up to this extent. I'm still being spoiled and raised. Pugu again. Who? Crossover step in the wind. No, my shoulders are too strong. But you have to get used to it. To find my style that is stronger and unrelated to my dad. Then, we can't reach the breast. Wow. Motivation when you are tired. Yes, it's an opposition. I did not know. With that alone, I still feel like I can do it and my heart isn't broken. That's it. But it's good to be motivated, but it's sloppy. Only when you are tired can you do the right steps, the right magic. I'll do it. No, I'll do it. I'll massage Sadis's tits. 8 tilde. I'll get caught. Peace. Sucking. I can be a child who can do it. TRNSLET DBYJPMTL. Idiaresis 1/2 Fom. I'm doing a weird play with a lot of energy. Botchamayu. I was too focused and didn't notice Sadis's sign. Sadis glanced at my ladder training and was a little amazed. No. But. This is. Unexpectedly. At first she was amazed, but immediately she was impressed by her expression and seemed interested. Botcha. This play. No. Wasn't the training method considered a botcha? No. This is. As expected, Sadis. At first glance, this seemingly bogus training seemed to have quickly proved to be effective. That's not what I thought. But I can't say the truth. Here. That's right. The omnipotent almighty told me. I wonder. Trianacelat ed by jpmtl. Idiaresis 1/2 FO. Idiaresis 1/2. No, I'm not telling a lie. Sadith doesn't understand my words and leans her head. And, by the side of me, the trainer looks a little nervous. Well, it's good. From there. I had a request. We had a menu schedule. It's just for this month. Oh. Sadis handed a piece of paper. That is the menu schedule. I had heard about my meals. From today, trainer said he would check that too. So, if you have any requests, please say. Ignore your likes and dislikes. Oh, thank you. Yes. Sadis returns to the mansion without pursuing much of the ladder. When I open the menu from today, which was handed by Sadis, I see the trainer. Wow. I nodded with a deep impression. It's wonderful. Abundant menu. He commended Sadis for his menu. That was a little proud of me. Oh, Sadith could cook a variety of dishes, and it was all good. Housework is perfect, and she's a beautiful woman. I can't help getting married. No, not over there. Because I was a spoiled and rich son, I thought I would eat luxurious ingredients every day, but I didn't think so. Then, trainer tells the meaning of words while watching the menu schedule. It's a well thought out balanced menu with protein, vitamins and minerals, as well as carbohydrates and fats. Moreover, there are various menus to avoid getting tired and staying the same. Translated by1/2tl.com. That's right. Oh, especially when the body is made in the growing season like you. Very well, your body and health are considered first. It's a meal that I don't always care about, and just eat it as a matter of course while saying However, now that trainer has taught me, just by looking at the menu schedule. The one who thinks about it and who makes it tells us that he cares so much about you. My chest got hot. That's it. For years, Sadith is. Before I was born. I was about 3 years old. In a war with the demon army, my parents died. I was killed, and my mother rushed to help I guess. 7 heroes. Mom? Tilda. Oh, so my mum was going to leave Sadis at the orphanage. But she just took it over and was just like her sister. She was like a daughter? Really a broken bar. So, after the war, Sadis graduated from the academy with excellent grades and qualified as a warrior. Is there any benefit to my mother? I stayed in this mansion and became my exclusive maid. A broken bar. So, Sadith is about me. Like a real brother. A broken bar. I don't have a brother. But I have an older sister. Maybe that. My father is busy as a warrior chief. Mother often travels to various countries. We often don't stay at home. So, maybe Sadis alone. Best. I've been with me since I was little. Instead of mother, sister. There is no blood connection, but I really thought so, and now I want more. And I don't really understand human romance. It's quite new. It's not an object of sexual desire, but a pure thought. I felt embarrassed at the trainer who told me to chill. But the trainer then, not just breasts as a reward, but in the last game, show off your coolness. Fight with a feeling of appreciation for the woman who cares and nurtures herself so far. Translate TEDBYI diaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. That said, it gave me more motivation and more. I was even more motivated to hear it. Well, trainer, what? Are you really a great demon of fear? Somehow, I felt that strange feeling was sprouting. Trainer called ladder training warming up. I saw it as a preparation movement. But this goes far beyond that. Yeah, hey, I'm also a staple. But, normally, I think that warm-up is the act of loosening and warming the body. But instead of loosening, my leg muscles are tight. I can do ladder training every day. Of course, even after the previous game is over. Well, really. Or my feet. My thighs are going to pierce. My legs are likely to get stuck. And in the daily routine, if you make a habit, you will feel sick if you do not do it every day. Once that happens, there's no problem anymore. This, every day? It's going to be a masochist. Without feeling bullied, I feel pleasure with myself becoming stronger every day. In other words, you're a narcissist and addicted to the masochist. After all, I spent a lot of time on magical ladder training. I was able to get the tricks little by little, but I couldn't get used to it because it wasn't perfect yet. But it's a scary thing because it's a preparatory exercise. Now, as per the training menu, I'll teach you how to do physical exercises. But before that, how do you know about physical arts? And next is physical surgery, or rather, a full-fledged training from here. Once as a basis. I'll document in the academy, too. Then, let's make the movement look lighter first. Motion. A broken bar shadow. A broken bar. No, a broken bar sparing. Yes, Phantom Sparring TRANS LATED BY IDIRISIS 1/2 SPMTL.COI 1/2. Wow, Phantom Ghost? Also, try to say a term you don't understand. Don't you know? Shadow is one of the classic sports training. It's a virtual enemy, with the intention of fighting that enemy alone, with training to evade attacks, fist and kick, etc. Sparring is a mock battle with an opponent. And now I thought about Phantom Sparring. It's not a virtual enemy. It's not a real opponent. It's a gigantic ghost. So I didn't know what the difference was. Opponents of ghosts, not virtual enemies? 8 tilde superscript A tilde. What is a ghost? So it is extra. Let's try Kemite, assuming that there really exists. Nan, Pooh, I. With you. Oh, come on to kill me. Instead, if you don't do any damage, you will also fight back, so stay tuned. Apostrophe. No way, Kemite with Daimaru. Certainly, you can't touch it, but you can do it if you imitate Kemite. TRANSLATED by IDIRISIS 1/2 SP 1/2 TL. IDIRISIS 1/2 FOM. Kihahaha. This is great. It's okay. Let's do it. Let's see how great the Demon King's technique is. Certainly, this seems to be much more effective than assuming a virtual enemy alone. I'm also interested. Demon King's technique. And how much can I fight against the Demon King? Hey. Well, don't you pretend you didn't hit me because you didn't hit me. I snapped my fist joints, forgot about my tired feet, and was a little excited. However, trainer for me, phew, ha 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 ha. For a talented person, the idea is zero. Huh? Do you think you can be attacked too much? At that moment, the air changed. The invisible pressure, as if crushing me in an instant, was breathless. Well, come from anywhere. Can I use magic? A tilde. Kemite with Daimaru. However, the opponent is a ghost, and there is no damage to me when counterattacked. You can never die. Nevertheless, a broken bar. What happened? Are you scared? That a copy of Kemite? I'm fighting with the Great Demon King right now. I felt so, and the moment the trainer stood in front of me, I felt even more sweaty. I'm not going to die. I'm not hurt. I don't think I'm afraid of anything. A tilde. Is it so different just to stand in front of you in any form, conscious of fighting? Is it so scary to face an enemy that should be harmless? Well, I don't actually die. I'm not injured, but I might make an image. Yes, you can imagine the feeling that somehow I know I'm not going to die, but somehow it's life. The more you look at your eyes and your consciousness seems far away, the heavier, bitter and colder. Overwhelming intimidation. A trainer who usually talks and talks normally. What's your coward? So you are told from around? A tilde. That word you dislike most. TRANSLATED by IDIRISIS 1/2 SP 1/2 TL. IDIRISIS 1/2 FOI 1/2. But this guy still keeps me motivated and fuels me. Wow, let's do it! Exclamation mark. However, it is also impossible to overturn no matter how much you are willing to fight. Imperial Fluids. Henken. He rushes and enters from left fist repeatedly. The high-speed left running out of an irregular trajectory disturbs the opponent. A broken bar. Fumum. While staring at all my movements, I gently cut off my fist, and on the contrary, did not move a step from that place and moved my upper body only to evade. But I can't be even more surprised. After focusing my consciousness on the left fist. Sorry. Right low kick. Enter. A tilde. What? A tilde. Copyright A tilde. How about trying it in? A tilde. The moment I tried to kick, my vision was covered. That's the trainer's finger. Well, there is no harm, but did you instinctively realize? A tilde. Diaresis. If you stepped in one more step, your eyes would have been crushed. I didn't care, but I couldn't understand the movement. The visibility suddenly darkened, and it took some time to understand that the trainer's finger was in front of me. But this time, Thunder-type spell, Kilo Thunder. TRANSLATED BYJP 1/2 TL. Go IDIRISIS 1/2. Since the opponent is a spirit body, there will be no damage, but still it should be able to take away the view. I hit the lightning from the sky into the trainer after backstepping away. And pursue, break your footing, earth spells and kiloground cracks. If you think it's a twisted character, what you do is surprisingly Royal Road. The trainer was wrapped in the flash that fell in the garden, and I thought I would swallow it with a slight crack in the ground under my feet. A broken bar, a broken bar, a broken bar now. Don't be shy. Do more. Apostrophe. When did you go behind me? F negation currency. The trainer wrapped behind me, faster than me, who had taken the distance in the backstep. Well, no. Don't be scared. The opponent is the Great Demon King. A rough but fairly straightforward attack. That's why it's easy to read and has no surprises. But this is enough for now. Apostrophe. From left and right back fist, hit left and right fist repeatedly, high kick from blind spot of view. However, after seeing all my attacks, she has been evaded. I don't feel like an attack, regardless of the ghost. I see. It's only in the days when I was alive, but is there already the power of an intermediate warrior? I also found out that the earth is better than the magic of the thunder. This inexperienced sacrifice makes this skill, the logic of combat, the magical power. It's as good as Hilo at that time, but you are still more than ordinary people. Words that praise me while easily avoiding my attacks. That said, I'm not happy at all in this situation. I regret that there is no experience of actual battles or the number of times you dive in the shambles compared to the age of war. This is why you continue to say, I cannot rely on it compared to the past. Shut up. That's it. 8 tilde A tilde shut it down. Around. 8 tilde the world. Everything. 8 tilde I can't wait to hit at least just one shot. Butte a broken bar, a broken bar. But I understand. Then. Take my trainer. My worries about a career I had never even done to my parents. And the trainer also answers without any notice. Well, there was a simple desire to destroy ugly human beings. In order to unify demons in the demon world, it was necessary to create a common enemy. I wanted to get the ground from Makai, and the scale is just too big. It doesn't come with a pin, and it's not helpful. It is natural. Translated by JPMTL. Diaresis 1/2 Foy 1/2. However, it was too long ago why I became a great demon king, and I forgot the dream that was the goal, and the blue smell. Why, I forgot. I want to expand our world. I thought so. Trainer murmurs like she looks a little far away. The route of the great demon trainer. I want to expand the world. I don't know why that thought led to the great demon king, or whether it was disturbed, but it still seemed to be what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like my father. I thought when I was a kid. But now I can't be eager to do that. It became even more so in the words told by trainer. Imperial Knights to find out what they want to do. Neither is the path used for sitting. In the first place, regardless of finding out what you want to do, it's probably all you have to do and get to work if you become an Imperial Knight. You can tell by looking at his father who never comes home. Child, is one good? I'm not familiar with the employment situation of humans in the current world, but I think that your father's era was a time when you couldn't choose what you wanted to do, right? A tilde. It was a sermon that I always heard somewhere. No way. I didn't expect such a sermon to come out of trainer's mouth. I always hated preaching. Such old days and old times were harder than now, and such old harmful preaching. Nevertheless, today I may be something strange. He listened very seriously to the words of trainer. Translated by JPMTL. In a peaceful world, like you have the power, the money, the environment you can hope for, and spending your time in laziness is the ultimate luxury and sin. You have to understand that. Apostrophe. That's true. I've been working harder than usual in the past few days, but my goal is to surprise my father and the world. I don't have this is that can affect my life. Then, there, baby. I thought a bit, but so, trainer changed her serious expression and smiled like she was doing something wrong. Don't be my father's shimmer. And how to stay there and find what you want to do. Isn't it? A tilde. What? But I think it's a difficult path for a spoiled little boy. Unexpectedly, I also opened my eyes. How to find what I want to do. A tilde. Oh, A tilde. A tilde. If there is such a thing, it is something that I want you to naturally teach. But what is worrisome? Hey, it's a tough road to bonbon ? What is it? I was asking a little stuff about the words of trainer as if they were provoking me to try. Then, oh, everyone can run. Don't hurt. Two voices suddenly resounding in the training ground. It was a nostalgia for me and everyone. TRNZLET by JPMTL.com, Fu and Rival. I just came back from studying abroad. There were two men. Kuyaaar, Hukua. No, Rival Kun, Fu, Rival. Did you come back? The moment they see them, their classmates cheer, and the girls shout, especially with their eyes shining. Noisy. What's that? Oh, I'm a classmate too. And I'm just my childhood friend, and for me they are not just classmates. But, Trainer seemed to feel something after seeing them. In other words, they are the ones who react today. Hey, are you all fine? Kyan, I don't think I'll grow any longer if Fukan is so cute. Wow, everyone, go home and stop right away. No, at Fukan, I'm going to duck. Hawawa Traneselet by JPI Diaresis 1/2 TL.coi 1/2. Oh, I'm sly. First of all, a man who is immediately surrounded and crushed by girls. The youngest body among the boys in the academy and lower than the girls. In addition, baby-like faces and glasses and that kind of kid-like behavior are always very popular with girls. And above all, the power of magic and the power of magic are higher than the princess. The first in the magic field in the academic year. And the son of a great mage who is also one of the 7 heroes. Oh, I see. He is a boy. A broken bar. Yes, it's a childhood friend since I was a brat because I'm the son of the 7 heroes. And he inherited the talent of his father who was a great mage, and he is famous as a genius magic boy. And, my ear hurts. Don't talk to me, even if you don't need it. Lovely good. A long-haired, beautiful swordsman who looks cold at the top of the Buddha's arms, whilst showing a cold attitude, whilst the arms of the crowd are annoying. What's that tall beautiful guy? Oh, he's better than a princess if he's good at swords or fighting ability. Make him the strongest man in the academy. A man who draws the blood of the 7 heroes, Sword St. Oh, There was certainly a cool brace that fought only with swords without using any magic. Yes, always like me. And a man who is said to be successor of the Sword Saint just like Fu. Its ability has already been said to be comparable to senior fighters. Both of them inherit their parents' genes and are expected by many. I saw something nostalgic. No way, there were these guys. Oh, last year, the Empire sent out talented people to study abroad while also interacting with other nations. I was frustrated by the pain. The maximum number of international students is 2. The top 2 students. The princess was the top overall last year, but since she declined to study abroad, those 2 who were second and third at the time became international students. I see. Translate dbyjpmtl.coi Diaresis 1/2. In other words, do you mean that your second grade in grades is an advancement when those 2 people are gone? Now, yes, exactly. Like the princess, the 2 have nothing to beat the princess in their overall performance, but however this is second to none, and it was reminiscent of the genius of a brave parent, expected by everyone, and they always met their expectations. Unlike me. Hey, Earth I was there. While I was talking to trainer, Fu and Rival seemed to notice me and came over here. Yeah, it's been a long time. Earth hasn't been in a long time. Yeah, hasn't that changed so much? I don't think I'm going to hate it, but at the top of the opening, not much has changed. I felt like saying I'm not growing, but I laughed and shared it. That's a lot of noisy people I've met for a long time. Yeah, I guess. Rival who thinks that Fu who rubs like a smiling child with a little smile will not come here if it is a sloppy. Well, apart from Fu, Rival has always been like this. Not bad, but always cold. So, how was your studying abroad? Yeah, it was a great study. I was touched by various magics, learned about myself. It was very difficult. It was certainly annoying. Suddenly, a group of wildfire dragons attacked my destination and I fought as a temporary warrior. I feel a bit of a mix of pride. Sure enough, the people gathering around us are saying, I want to hear you. TRANSLETDBYJPMTL. Idiosis 1/2 FM. Well, I guess, but I'm coming back at this time. I was supposed to be coming back near the graduation ceremony. I was hoping to change the topic because listening to boastful talks would only get squeaky, but my question was that Fu and Rival looked at me with a glance. I'm thinking of going to the match before. I'm also proof of my strength. A broken bar, even the earth is out, isn't it? Maybe we can't lose to the earth or the princess. It's bad, but be prepared. I'm going to your match. I thought that the victory would depend on whether or not the princess was won. But these guys, wow, that's why Fu and Rival are out. The next game is a fight with the 7 brave children. I'm surprised at the imperial capital, or the whole world, that the children of the 4 heroes collide. Translated by Idiosis 1/2 SPMTL. Idiosis 1/2 OM. The 2 will also play in your match. Classmates who are excited by that, and the kind of confidence that oozes out of them, auras overflow, as if they were convinced that they could not lose. And, well, Fu, it's a great deal. Show us the power you've learned in studying abroad. If you are so confident, you have the right one. Then the classmates rush to see it. Well, where are you? Who said in his mouth that he was in trouble, but he wasn't full? That was a little frustrating for me. Then, yeah, can you show me? Bitfire. With that in mind, Fu, trying to show his power to somehow, ignites a tree at the end of the training area. Bitfire. It's just elementary magic in the elementary level. Bit, kilo, mega. The weakest of the magic rank. Show me that magic now. That question mark. At that moment, the entire training area was engulfed in a fire for an instant. Nan. The burning flame is a non-standard flame that is comparable to the mega class magic that instructors and others have shown in demonstrations before. I was trembling at the scale and power. I'm sorry. I wonder if I was disappointed without too much trouble. Did you say this thing with a kettle face? C Sedilla Yen ZC Sedilla Micro. Oh, what kind of nerve are you doing? Oh, Yabi. This is the first time I've been furious about Fu and want to beat him. I'm too surprised. Translated by Idiosis 1/2 SP Idiosis 1/2 TL.com. Unleash the highest class magic with the basic magic of the basics. This guy, how much has grown in the past year? So, what if you did it at the mega level? I was surprised. Rival. I was surprised so much. I was surprised. Koichiro, there is a feeling that he is looking down with something unconscious and Makakuke! Earth. In the past year, both Fu and I have come back with absolute power. Rival. We can never win. Rival affirms her beside me who has lost her words. I don't have anything to say that back. I will always win in the upcoming game, and I will dedicate that victory to that person. And victory declaration. To be clear, this is the first time that a cool guy has said this hot. That's why I'm confident. Fu. And it's Rival. I'm back. Then, the princess appeared in the training hall where the excitement was still cold. Both Fu and Rival rushed under the princess, and fell on one knee and bowed. It's been a long time, Princess Mum. It looks like you're fine, and it's a childhood friends reunion. Call me fiancé as in the past. Yes, they are childhood friends for the princess. So the princess smiled happily and put her hands on their shoulders. And, fiancé-sama. No, fiancé. Rival, you're still a man. They both hear rumors. They take the lead on the fire dragon that attacked the Chikaba kingdom and are praised as heroes. He has earned the title of Dragon Slayer, who smiles at the words of the Princess Labor. On the other hand, Rival has a hard look, but as if he decided to do something. Fiancé. I'm going to win the next game. You too. I'm losing to Earth. Mew. Once I win, I'll run for your candidate. I want you to do it. Oh. This really changed over the past year. Isn't it the first time that a girl who is sulking to a woman, instead of confessing to a woman, declares in front of everyone? This is the women who like him. Translated by diaresis 1/2 spmtl. Diaresis 1/2 foi 1/2 a tilde eo a tilde eo a tilde ea a tilde. Amazing. Rival Khan is a princess. A broken bar. If you think you'll be shocked, don't make a fuss about it. This girl a broken bar. Well, it's okay. Beauty broken bar. How does the princess respond? I'm serious. Serious feelings. Then, princess also shows a serious face. Rival. You're a childhood friend, a friend you can trust and respect, and you're striving with ambition. I think of you more than anyone in this world and swear to keep the empire piece together. That I know the feelings of fiancé, but I want you to give me a chance to be seen as a man. Rival conveys his feelings straight to the opponent, regardless of whether anybody is around. Rival. I. Glitter. And the princess is also embarrassed to be hit by such a strong feeling. But I don't have to worry about it. I feel like the brave bloodlines suit each other, and they will be convinced. True, happy. But I'm sorry, even that guy couldn't win. Seeing all the details, trainer smiled and spoke to me. It's like saying I won the championship, as if I made Rival a little ridiculous. Hey, can you tell me so easily? Did you see the magic of Fu earlier? Such a Rival will have that level of power. Unrelated. After all, both of them are still at a level where they can do anything. Genius. After all, it's like childhood. In 2 months, I can be overwhelmed. Hey. 8 tilde registered. Can't you do that? 8 tilde trans lat d by jpmtl. Diaresis 1/2 FO diaresis 1/2. I can do it. Studying a year? Did you beat the wildfire dragon? Being able to receive more than 2 months of instruction seems to be worth 100 years of training. There is no doubt that once you defeated the demon king of dragons, it's really reliable. About that boy. What is going on in a subconscious manner, with the power of the mega level being exerted by the magic of the bit level? 8 tilde superscript a tilde. If you were alive, Giga class. No, you could get the power of the Terra class. Apostrophe. No, wait a minute. What is Giga or Terra? 8 tilde. I heard that kind of thing, right? 8 tilde. After learning the power of Fu and Rival, trainer asserts, I win. Believe me, whose disciples do you think you are? 8 tilde. I felt mysterious power in the words, and I felt like I was feeling depressed at once. And anyway, you win. However, for that, you also have to take some risk. Risk? Is it a side effect or something? Certainly, if you can win that level in 2 months, you will be physically and long-lived. From now on, declare them to them. Huh? Declaration? Well, what are the risks? A broken bar. What? A broken bar. A tilde. To those guys. A tilde. The risk of offering is not physical or longevity. Rival, I'm glad and proud of your feelings, but in the next game I'm with him. I know. So I'm back. Too. While I and Reina were talking, I was witnessing a fantasy like a romance novel between a swordsman and a princess. Wait, Rival. Earth. Well, Earth. Despite knowing that they were in the way, I pinched my mouth and did what the trainer told me. Now no basis. But I was convinced by trainer's statement that this risk was necessary. That is to drive yourself. So, I agree and declare. Quite embarrassing. I know you've gotten stronger, but it's this me who wins. There's something I can't afford. That? Huh? Oh, Earth? This declaration of me would be a very airless declaration. Compared to Rival's reasons for fighting, I want to show Sadis's knockers and cool things. However, trainer says that even if he decides to win, he will not drop in this place. Hit such a big hit, and if you lose, you will be ashamed. It was trainer's idea that he could bear that much risk. Then, that. Yes. Earth, that's your feeling. That is it? Oh, there is a reason. Rival comes to me as if staring at each other. Then, Sru, Poco, this is it. Sru. Wow, That's it. That's what it's like. The guy from Earth. That's not letting Rival win. Well, that's right. Earth. Which one should I support? That? What? I wondered if she would be criticized, but suddenly the girls were making noise and the men were excited too. Wow, Earth. That Earth declares the victory. And so much about me. Don't give up. In addition, the princess who is disturbing her confession is saying something awfully. Phew, ha is getting interesting. Variously. The trainer was a trainer, and while letting me declare, she was very amused. After the declaration of the championship, I was reunited after a long time, even though I was a childhood friend and I did nothing and returned to the mansion and started special training. Phantom sparring, which has been forgotten how many times it has been killed, is still killed, although more time can be resisted. Just hit the left jab, pull your hand back and guard. Instead of hitting, be mindful of putting it back. Your shoulder is too strong. Weakness. Predict the opponent's movement from the opponent's feet, eyes, and shoulder muscles. If you look and react, you don't have enough lives. Shit. I'm tired and handmade. Your foot is stopped. Ring Sadillo. Always move your feet lightly. Endless step work. The ultimate footwork that fumbles the opponent. Magical footwork is meaningless unless you can put it out when you are tired. A broken bar. Always keep in mind, kicks are still early. A ring. As receive your pocket with a quick step in, and select an effective fist according to the situation. Body, upper, hook. A Even if you try to trust the trainer with repeated steps of deceleration and acceleration, the level is too different and you cannot DOS. But still, I'm willing to die without running away, saying, I'll put in one shot, I'll make it go one shot, I'll survive for 1 second. Embark to my warrior. But the head is cool. As a result, I was able to step into the last minute offensive and defensive. Tired. Don't sit down suddenly. Cool down. Translate TED by JPMTL. Idiaresis 1/2 OM. A short break after repeated sparring. In the end, he couldn't slash and change his eye color. I'm doing it a lot, but I don't know if I'm really strong. Do not worry. You grow beyond what you imagine. Because she completely shared my heart. Trainer clearly said so. Your childhood friend is strong enough to defeat the fire dragon, but after all it is a wild dragon in the earth world. I have once won a quarrel with the prison dragon king, once called the strongest dragon in history. There is no doubt about it. Did the Hell Dragon King really exist? I thought it was a fantastic creature in a fairy tale. But it would be better to change the content of this phantom sparring little by little. TRN/TBYJP Idiaresis 1/2 TL.com. A surprising word from trainer who has killed me so far. What kind of wind do you suddenly blow around? After all, I'm too weak to train with me. If you do not do this, you will not be able to acquire an image that can defeat your opponent. Even if your ability is fighting against your opponent, you will only have the image of being lost and killed. You will not be confident in yourself and you will learn to flee rather than attack. Right now I'm just standing up against the dark cloud, my warrior, but I'm expecting that it will not be possible anymore. It's mental, but it's annoying when it comes to instinct. I can't take a step in this kind of scene, and it could lead to danger being pulled out early. Perspective explanations always impress me a lot. A broken bar. Do you have any experience as a leader? What? Are you a very good leader and surprised? A Macron. As it is different from Miro who is struggling to raise children. It's different from a hero. What is a hero? She's thrilled and grinned, but I almost nodded. How much omnipotent, but how much can it be? And the great thing about this is not just knowledge and theory. It's then, if you cultivate the image of defeating your opponent, you'll have to be faced by a kid who is a kid in the mock battle of the academy. What is it? Well, you are really boring. Is it good? Until you're at the last minute. Dare to say, until you fight the children of the heroes, keep your face down from using physical arts. What? A broken bar, a broken bar. It is not. Is it okay? 8 tilde inverted question mark. Imagine such a situation. A broken bar, a broken bar. With that said, trainer explains me the situation. Now, the next battle is between brave children. Ashmakron A Ring Earth, the son of Hero, and I kept you waiting. A Ring Pan. The sword technique has already been called a hero, and is the leading hero candidate who will lead the next generation. It is the appearance of the sword successor rival. Rival, do your best. After all, my fiancé is only rival. Well, it wouldn't be anything if you were a bot to Margot. After all, if our son was as good as rival. Earth, you can beat me. Will you kill me instantly? TRNS late D by JPMTL.IDIRISIS 1/2 FOIDIRISIS 1/2. It will be such a development, it's a bit nasty. And, oops, Earth doesn't have any weapons. Is this a sign of surrender? I'm sloppy. Hey, rival, I'll bury that loss too quickly and flirt with me. I also wanted to serve rival over Botchama. A little, stupid son. Mercy, Earth, and look at the flirting of me and the princess. I'll get Sadis in my concubine too. Hey, oh, no, oh, rival's bastard. No, I'll kill everything in this world. That's it. You smile grinningly. Grin. A broken bar, a broken bar. It seems to stop. A broken bar, a broken bar. What is it? Earth, what's the move? Oh, my sword won't hit? Question mark. I'll make that neat face look like coke. Dame a corkscrew blow. Yeah. Question mark. Who? And the whole place was stunned. After a short pause, the Empire was astonished. A tilde. Easy. Yeah. Exclamation mark. How is it? 8 tilde. To stop the magic swordsman and to pursue a power that has nothing to do with my father or mother, to show the battle and power of Earth again instead of children of the Bravia broken bar. Isn't this a good idea? 8 tilde. Yes, this is it. The great thing about this is not only knowledge and theory, but also how much I can raise my feelings. Isn't it exciting? Train. 8 tilde translate DBYJP IDIRISIS 1/2 TL.IDIRISIS 1/2 FM. I can't stop my throbbing. I'll show you all those who have been disappointed with me so far. Trainer grinned. How is it? And smiled as I could not control the overflowing elation. That's why your sparring partner will be imagined. After phantom sparring, it's a dream sparring. I will prepare goblins and beasts. 8 tilde. Oh, come on and on. Let's kill the bastard. I'll do it. I'll show it to everyone. 8 tilde. My power. Myself. 8 tilde. Why 8 tilde? For that reason, both the revival of the skeleton and the princess will kill. No. The previous example was a little exaggerated. No, I don't care. It looks like he has the killing spirit needed for this struggle. That's it. I'll kill you. Then, sparring will have a variety of variations in the future, and today we will go into the next training. Forbidden curse. That is the magic technique that I showed at viewer. Let's do that for you. This will take a lot of pain, but pain? Then, I want to win. No, I win. That's why some pain. Is there an acupuncture you bought on the first day? 8 tilde. Prepare an array. I'll stab you in the body later. No pain. No pain. What? I was once again in the fantasy magic, via. Then, I will tell you the secrets of the magic technique I showed you the other day. I'll make the preparations before. My body is still quite a bit ridden by ladder training and phantom sparring as usual, but I feel like I'm getting used to training to keep my body going slowly after several days. On the first day, they could only do rudder and phantom sparring, but today they can do forbidden training. And now, something like a trainer's lesson before using the virtues with forearms began. Magic hole first, as basic knowledge. Magic is magical power, which takes in the magical power floating in the air into the magic storage tank inside the body through the entrance and exit of the physical magical power, and if necessary, through the magical hole release. Do you understand this? Before teaching the curse, trainer began to talk about the basics of magic, as if to confirm my knowledge. It was a bit more to me, but I nodded and listened. Are you an academy student? Pinnaman, you can understand even kids. Then, you can see that the capacity of the magic storage tank equals magic capacity. But you can also see that magic capacity equals magic power does not hold. Oh, is that the formula magic release plus magic skill equals magic power? T. Ransler T. ed by JPMTL. One half O Idiaresis 1/2. Yes. In other words, irrespective of the magic capacity, it is possible to release powerful spells only by increasing the skill and the amount of magic release. Aside from that, what can I do to increase the magical power release? That's right. Exactly. How much can you open the whole hole? Yes, plenty of air comes out with a lot of holes, rather than putting air in a bag and making a small hole and letting a little air out. The number of people. It is the basis of magic theory learned at the academy. I nodded so far as I could understand. And so, do you know how many? The number of holes in the whole body, with or without opening? I can't answer that question exactly, or rather, it is not yet apparent in modern magical medicine. However, if you average the number of open magic holes, I don't know it. But if it's open, it's 10 ordinary people. The average of the academy students was 20, and I was 30 at the medical checkup. Fu was 60. Right. T. Ranslat ed by JP 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOM. However, strong magic cannot be released just by having a large magic capacity. The power of magic depends on how many holes are open. The power of magic can improve the power, but there is a limit. Life cannot release more magic than it can release from its own hole. The number of each person. The more talented, especially in the family of mages. Wow. And the capacity of the magic tank is also individual. That is, the magic hole that is open and the capacity of the magic tank. That is, the person who has a lot of both the magic discharge and the magic capacity. It is a talent. That is, a genius, call it. Apostrophe. Yes, that is irreversible. And the number of my holes is half of my Fu. There were 50 princesses. But there are some people in the world who have a little imbalance, such as one who has a large amount of magic but emits a small amount of magic, and one who has a small amount of magic but a large amount of magic. A broken bar. Ignore the skill ones, quantify the magic capacity in the body, and let the number of magic holes be the number of magic release. In that case, for example, there is such a thing. And the story continued, and Raina created a blackboard in this fantasy space, and wrote something with chalk. Yabi, is it really like a teacher? Example 1 A sense magic capacity, 100 A sense magic release amount, 20 A sense magic that can be used, but fire, consumption magic power 20 A. Example 2 A sense magic capacity, 50 A sense magic release, 40 A sense magic available, but fire, consumption magic power 20, Kilofire, consumption magic power 30. In this case, the magic capacity of example 1 is greater than that of example 2, and it can release 5 magic with a consumption of 20. On the other hand, the magic capacity of example 2 is only half that of example 1. However, it is only 1. That means you can release more powerful magic than you did in example 1. I know this explanation too. In other words, just because you have a great deal of magical power is meaningless without the power to release it. Now, if you try to digitize you and the little boy named Fu. Fu magic capacity, 200 of magic release, 60 of available magic, bit class, kilo class, mega class. Child, magic capacity, 100 of magic emission, 30 of available magic, bit class, kilo class. TR Anslated BYJP 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOM. Well, it looks like this. Well, I guess it's normal to be convinced, but wait a minute. Wait for the moment. Well, we're losing both the amount of release and the magical power, so I guess we can't win anyway. That I can't win by myself now. First, face this reality and listen to the rest of the story. First, let me know where I am. That being said, the difference between the numbers makes the difference harder, but it gives me the reality that this is also necessary to be strong. Moreover, a broken bar. As for the magical capacity and the magical power release, it can be increased with some training, but it is not possible to increase both dramatically in a short time. However, if it is only magical power release, you can do this in 2 months. A child, 2 months later, of magic capacity, 100 of magic release, 90 of usable magic, bit class, kilo class, mega class, giga class. How is it? The release of magic power has tripled now. It's clear once, but you can release more powerful magic than Fu. What is giga class really? How can you increase the amount of magical power released with a certain amount of skill? But you've said earlier that you are as talented as your magical capacity and you are more attuned to your talents. There is a trick to take over the formula magic release equals number of open holes and increase the number of open holes. Increase the number of open magic holes. Certainly, it can theoretically increase the amount of magical power released. The number of open holes is normally tens, but there are actually more than a few hundred closed holes in the human body. But if we cooperate, we can force it to open in a short time. That kind of thing. But that should not be easy. Can it be done in 2 months? Usually training for many years, and again, the talents are released together. But in 2 months, it's possible. Forcibly open the closed hole forcibly. Seriously. It's possible now if there's room left. I felt even more reliant on the words of trainer who asserted that it was possible. What the great Demon King can do is what he can really do. And so, baby, use the acupuncture that I bought on the first day here. That is no way. If you have an omniscient and omnipotent eye, you can accurately determine the position of the closed hole in your whole body. There is no deviation in the closed hole and pierce the needle. Pours magic into it, stimulating the closed hole and forcing it to open. That is the most effective. The suggested method was to pierce the body with acupuncture. Stab acupuncture on my body. Keep in mind, there are medical treatments using acupuncture in the humans as well as in the Oriental. But forcibly opening the closed hole is not a cure to remodeling. Does it hurt? Do you think you can get something without any hassle? Better to the geniuses who are striving. It seemed that they had to clench their teeth and endure. Because of too much pain, opening 1 or 2 holes a day is the limit. However, if this is repeated for a month, it should theoretically be able to extend to this figure. Well, for example, forcibly between the nail and the finger. Acupuncture your body. And it seems pretty painful. Sorry, really. However, if you don't have at least that much magical power, you won't be able to use the techniques that seem to deal with the devil's spiral break that I showed you. Yes, technology to control the magical power in the tank inside the body and control it freely. Hana Super Evolution, Breakthrough. T-Ran SLAED by JP 1/2 TL. Koi 1/2. Does it hurt? But if I endure so that I can do that, I wonder if it hurts. But I think this is also one of the risks. I think it's easy to get power, even on a shortcut. But that's why the fact that I endured the pain is the backbone of myself later. Yes, I know. In order to gain power in a short time, it is necessary to pay a reasonable price. That pain, however, does not end today. In the story, do you keep doing it for a whole month? 1 month. But, I'm sorry. I was disappointed without much trouble. That Fu is too much in my head. And that's repeated over and over in my head. Yes. Sorry, I'm surprised you didn't have much trouble. It is gradually modified little by little. Hey, you guys should be surprised to see the magic of my magic. Wow, which woman do you play with today? ATM Superscript A. No, it wouldn't have been so exaggerated. You're no longer keeping the prototype? Anyway, that baby face, which is said to be a natural hit on the baby face, is stupid. I'm going to dig a little. Do it. Oh. Then, let the magic go and get up. I point and point. No. That's why I decided to endure with my teeth clenched and released Veer to return to reality. Is that okay? Here and here. Bust go. I'm just a koi. Okay, even a little. Just the beginning. little by little, little by little. Or exclamation mark Higyu. Oh. Oh. The moment she puts the acupuncture in her hand and applies it to the indicated place, the trainer threatens me from behind, and I'm surprised and to the bottom. Gag yaga. A body that suddenly pops, visceral as if exploded. A burning whole body. Feeling that all nerves are exposed. I feel that the pulsating blood flow is fluttering like the sound of my heart. Googling the wound with a distorted blade? Ye broken bars. Is it like being pierced by a spike that turned the mouse back into the eyeball or crotch? The pain that has not been experienced by any of them is so severe that it can be said that it is painful. Gag, 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 gar. Even if you gag a towel in your mouth like a gag and desperately suppress screams, sweat, tears, and pain won't stop at all. Fugu, fugu, fugu. Hell. This is hell. Penance. I'll tell you, if you don't call this effort, it's also called penance. The pain that a man who wants to be strong tastes to be strong is not called penance. Then, think of this as a compulsory subject and get over it. 8. Imagine yourself getting stronger and think it's a price to get there. 8. And I end up. Botchama. I hear a strange voice. But what are you doing, Botchama? I stabbed my acupuncture until Sadis rushed where I was screaming in the garden. Rested the academy. It is due to the effect of sticking acupuncture on the body. The pain in my body is different from myalgia. My body is hot and my mood is weak. Bo armor. Why is it like this? And I got a high fever. Oh my boy ma. Stunned consciousness. But I still feel a little happiness. No. Not really, just a level, because that Sadis will give you care. Cool my towel and put it on my head many times, and put my hands in ice water every time I replace it, and be close to me. Botcha, why are you piercing yourself with acupuncture? And all over the body. Isn't it really self-harming? Kai, Goho. Hi, Oriental acupuncture to relieve fatigue. Try it. Isn't that meaningless if you get sick? Well, how much do you think I'm worried? Well, the husband and his wife can't come back, but today I will not leave the Bokama for a moment, so please take your body. He couldn't say that he had forcibly opened the hole with acupuncture, so he told Sadis that he was forced to study acupuncture to relieve his tired body from training. But for Sadith, despite being studying acupuncture, she seemed to be hurt as an exclusive maid because of my illness. To be honest, I'm sorry to be worried about Sadis, but I was glad to see Sadis in pampering mode after a long absence. However, I could not fully enjoy that happiness. Tsu, Yugu Botcha. It seems that your arms and legs are also hurt. Would you like to use acupuncture too? Well, that's like that. Yugu Botcha. It's not just my head hurting. Hot. Severe pain continues to run throughout the body. The pain is as if the acupuncture pierced the area with abnormal heat, and the area was scooped with a blade. Each time I lost consciousness due to the shock of pain. If you lose consciousness, don't do it until you're singing via T-Ra N Slate DBYJPMTL. Ko-M. The voice of trainer resounds in my fading consciousness. Training in a dream, kid. I'm fainted. And if you lose your consciousness, the trainer with a full smile in your dream is waiting with your arms folded. But I'm sorry to fall asleep, but I've only dug 2 holes. Me, look at me. But it's only on the first day that I get sick so far. You can open it up, you're a model like that. It's just pain. Even though, I remembered Veer and it was the right answer. Even if you are there, you can train you. Hell to sleep. Helen only a little healing when you get up. If you take either, I want to choose the person who is awake. Don't mourn. Anyway, I want you to learn evil super evolution, breakthrough as soon as possible. Once you've done that, you're just 2 months into the ladder and sparring. Trianesela ed by JP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. Trainer is asleep. If she falls asleep and smiles in her dream that she will be able to train to the fullest, and I was a little scared of it, but this is also for breasts 2 months later. Well, anyway, your body is now magically remodeled. If you keep going, You'll never lose to those of the same age if you only release a single amount of magic power, but I can't win by itself. Do you know why? A one-shot magical destructive power obtained in exchange for severe pain and hellish suffering. But, of course, that's not enough to win. Even if I could open my magic hole and release more magic power. Because my magic power itself is small, if I fire a strong magic, it will end with it. That's right. And as I said to you when you're awake, the magical capacity in your body is a kind of talent. It can't be increased immediately, so what do? You can win if you just hit the magic once. But it can't be done in a fight. What if you avoided that magic? Better yet, your match is a tournament. If the magic drops to 0 in one go, you can no longer fight. Then, so, it's not discharging the magical power inside the body, but keeping it around the body. The next moment, a red light covered the body of the trainer. That is the technology that you showed in your first dream. Retain magical power around the body. This is a technique that uses everything only to increase the physical ability of the body. Around. Keep it. Strengthen the body. Increase self-healing power. In your case, earlier numerical value. A child, after 2 months, of magic capacity. 100 of magic release, 90. In this case, if you use a powerful spell, a child using powerful magic capacity, 10810. It's like this. Well, that's right. Yes, hit it once and you're done. That's why it's a one-shot game. But if you don't release it, but keep it in your body, you can reduce the risk of losing a magic power in an instant. Is that so? Yes. Breakthrough always consumes magic power. But if you don't even use big tricks like Spiral Break, you can maintain a much better power than ordinary people for some time. For example, Tran Slet DBY Diaresis 1/4 superscript APMTL. Diaresis 1/2 FOM. 10 seconds after the child in the breakthrough state. Magic capacity, 100A90. It's a bit different. But it's a bit different, but you can think of it as a 1-second reduction in magic per second. Oh, I see. However, in order to activate the breakthrough once, the whole body has a certain amount of magic holes open. You can't do it without it. So now you're that body. Exactly description. Of course, if you defend or attack in a breakthrough, your magic will decrease faster. So the trainer calculates that he can fight in breakthrough for up to 100 seconds. For the time being, it's better to learn by body than by reason. In that respect, this image training at Vir is very efficient. In addition to being able to demonstrate, I can grasp the trick while fighting. And from here onward, it's no wonder. The rest is just. Come on, baby. You should remember whatever you die. Oh, wait. Pooh. Oh. This can be learned through training. It has no secondary effects like fire or lightning, but it does not require any chanting. It is a very tailor-made technique for those who are going to use body art in the future. Dream sparring with a great demon king. This is a super developed breakthrough that has been developed too much. You know, dreams don't really die, and I died for the time being. Oh. That, Tiara NSL ed by J.P. Mountel. Diaresis 1/2 FOM. I woke up on my bed, and beside the bed, Sadith was lying on a chair and lying down. Oh. Woke up from a dream. Oh. I was able to train a lot. After all, it might be better for the academy to ship it. A broken bar. The great demon king stays asleep or awake. Yeah, it's really a fate community. Charmer. That. Sleeping from Sadis. And that's me. Something nice. Go to. Thank you, Sadith. What if you say thank you at least once? Hey, don't ignore me. When I look at Sadis sleeping, she feels sorry while being excited. I'm pretty tired. I wouldn't return to my consciousness all day long, so I was nursing myself all the time. So, just in front of my bedside Sadis, a short-skirt Sadis sat in a chair. It's no use watching the guards loosen. Yeah. Gee, that white race. Very fine. The very rich milk is nutritious. Hello. Hey, ignoring the rest, what are you looking at? As for this, it can't be helped. Force measure. Right now, I didn't look into it because I can't move out of bed. What I saw was an accident. So, even if you look at me, Bo, Charmer. No. No, oh, my legs are more open. I started to nap, and my feet were gradually opening up. No, I was just looking at my underwear as if I saw a piece of cloth. Yes, so this isn't a big deal, so looking at cancer shouldn't be a big deal. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I'll tell you more. That T Rans Elat Edbyi diaresis 1/2 sp 1/2 TL. Koi 1/2. At that moment, I cried at Sadis's words, with her legs widening wide. Then there. Nufafufu ATM superscript A. Sadis smiles with a sharp mouth like a crescent moon. Well, Sadis. Remember, Botcha, sleeping girls call men's names because they are usually pretending to be sleeping. Fufu. One more thing. Sorry to break the virgin boy's dream. They got me. Did he get up from the beginning? No. Maybe she was sleeping, but she woke up as soon as I got up. It's deplorable, too. Bochama is 15. There may be people of the same age who are going to experience sexual behavior soon, such as gender dating and first experience. Fufu. I'm a small person. Bochama. Sadis attacks me with a grin with a nasty smile. Damn, Hazi. I was so kind when I was falling. It's good. Bochama. A broken bar. That's about it. The winning product is a knocker. But if it's about panties to heal your fatigue, it's still, What? E? 8 tilde micro now. Sadis is a bit embarrassed and a little embarrassed. A diaresis 1/2, what is healing panties? Sadith. It's a shame for my life as an exclusive maid that this boy fell down this time. No, that's it. That's acupuncture or muscle pain and training. So, I'm not apologizing. Pow, if my panties could heal a little bit of a little boy. Sadis is not bad at all, but is it hurt? Ashe tilde pound. I'm sorry. What are you saying? You're nothing wrong. But, as such, will I show you if I want? Can you see more Sadis pants? Is that true? If Bobo-chan speaks aloud and hopes, he will follow. I can't do it. Such a command. In such a sensual novel, a rich joke mischievously plays a maid. It's a messed up excitement, but I need healing, and I'd probably like to show Sadis too. I'm sure they are game pants. Yeah, so I can't help but watch. Sadith. Show me Sadis's pants. Hey, I'm back now. What is Earth's condition? Earth. Now. Wait. Mother will cure you right away. Cure. At that time, the door of my room was opened vigorously, and there was a father and a bag that changed blood. A broken bar. Sadith. A broken bar. And Fufu Bochama. Is it still hot? You have to be aware of the signs that your parents have returned. Haha, I don't want to return. Oh? If you don't have your parents, you'll do that kind of command. You're such a man. Yeah, it's done. From the sexy woman's face just before, to the devil's smile again. Good grief. Or broken bar. A broken bar. Trainer is also amazed, and this is my stupid son. Father and mother. I was beaten by 2 heroes. 2 of the 7 heroes who saved the world. E broken bar superscript A father and mother, who are also heroes of humanity, were sitting on the ground next to the maid, Sadis. I'm sorry, Sadis. I'm going to tell you this idiot. If this guy was this idiot. If I was trying to do this before we knew. I'm sorry, Sadis. Sadith is not just a maid for his father and his mother. It's like a sister, like a daughter, and a family for them. My words to tell my family that I should show my pants were ridiculous for them, and they apologized to Sadis after hitting me sick. Fufu. I'm good husband and wife. When you're a boy, you'll be interested in women's meat and underwear. On the other hand, Sadis smiled grinningly without any signs of being hurt. No matter how you look at it, you'll know that Sadis teased me. That's the earth. You should also reflect on it, he said, once again. He poked my head, and tiara n slat t ed byi diaresis 1/2 spi diaresis 1/2 tl. I'm really gonna say goodbye. I've heard you've hidden the etch book, and you're probably the age you're about to be, but more than that, I'm asking Sadis what With that said, pulling my ears looks like a teenager anyway, or rather, just as old as Sadis. A woman like a girl with long, red hair tied to the left and right, dressed in a white party dress, with crisp, dazzling eyes. However, this is actually 3 years old. Yura, are you listening? In addition to poverty, somehow, another shot. A hero who once defeated the great Demon King Trainer as one of the 7 heroes. It's as loud as ever. Mom, I'll make you feel nostalgic, even if it's a damn thing. TRNSL dbijp 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 F from yes, my mother, Mom Ligon. I wonder if my father and Mom were both working. I heard that you fell and lost your consciousness, and you're back in the middle of a break. When you come, what are you thinking about showing your pants to Sadis? He was also beaten by 2 people, one at a time. Damn, what I did was that I wasn't even aware of the sign of them, and I was worried about Sadis's pants. It's already bad. Anyway, I'm fine. What's that statement exclamation mark about? Let's get us back to work. And what are you doing? Sadith, are you really okay? I haven't come home at all recently. Haven't you been Eloyd? Yes, I've been asking for a knocker, but this was a secret. And again I was beaten. Damn, I'm not convinced. ATM superscript A. I thought so and stared at Sadis, but Sadis was a sad face. However, a broken bar. So, what if you both have your husband and your wife and then return after having dinner? Well, that's the way it is. I'm hungry too. At that time, I felt like I couldn't say anything again. When he looked at Sadis' face again, he smiled with a smile and said, please do your best. Trans Ella EDBY Diaresis 1/2 SPMTL. C Oi 1/2 O. It's been a while since Sadis's home cooking. Hey, Sadis, I'll help you too. Let's make it together after a long absence. ATM superscript A. No, it's nothing wrong to eat food with my family. It is a matter of course. However, it is rare for my home. Both father and mother were busy, and there was almost no opportunity for all 3 to eat food. I didn't think it was lonely anymore, and I was used to it. So, on the contrary, when the whole family eats food, they are prepared a little bit. Hiro and Earth are waiting in the living room. In addition, she went to Sadis in the kitchen, and eventually ended up waiting alone with me and her father. Somehow, it's awkward or weird. Well, how long have you been eating together? Let's forget it. Sokka, something uncomfortable. A broken bar. 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 What is it? Your father? No, from you. No, not me. Do you geese match up? A tilde. Trainer puts us in such an awkward state. It looks a little amazed. What about the academy? Well, it's yeah, Fu and Revel are back. It looks like I'm like you. It looks like I'm going to see me and my mom this time. Please show me your hard work. TRNSLET DBYJP Idiaresis 1/2 TL. Idiaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2 my hard work. I'm seriously training to live or die. I don't think so. Fine dust. Oh, no, aren't you going to be able to do something with her? What? Suddenly no, you're about to do that. No, yeah? You're doing something strange to Sadis. How about the princess? A tilde broken bar. Do you do something rude? That's fine. Well, that person dislikes me. But what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, princess? I hate you. I'll see you. No, you. Well, how do you feel like that? What did you do? Tsukaji, Hazi. Why do you have to be my father and Koi Banner? Oh, that's not it. When I came to talk with my father in this way, I was thinking of asking a lot. Oh, my dad. Why did he want to be a warrior? An imperial knight? What I really wanted to hear is, this is not it. Maybe. No, I haven't yet organized what I want to ask my father. She was told me that he was interested in my father, but I didn't know how to get to know him or what to ask him, and I heard that he had no choice. Why? Oh, yes, you're about to submit a warrior notice now. Well, once. What the hell? I don't know why I was going to be an Imperial Knight. I'm worried about going on to the Imperial Knight. The story began, and the confused father began to panic. After all, it seemed like my father was going to join the Imperial Knight. Well, that's why he can afford to do so. He's going to be an Imperial Knight, but he was really serious. I heard that it was easier in the past, but it was still hard. It's also worth a broken bar. A broken bar. A broken bar. Yes, my father was a dunce. My overall ranking is 2nd grade, so it's far above my father. But no one says I'm above my dad. However, I have never been conscious of it. Why did you want to be an Imperial Knight? My father, who was a poor grader, wanted to be an Imperial Knight, worked hard, and was able to defeat the Great Demon King. Why is that? Dad. Yes, I wanted to protect my friends, but there were also things like that. At the end I fought for humanity and the world. But the starting point. There was something I wanted to protect. Since being called a hero, he has sincerely fought for humanity and the world. But that was not the case from the beginning. I wanted to. Justice. That's the further I hear for the first time. Tr/ed by Idiaresis 1/2 sp 1/2 tl.co Idiaresis 1/2. When I was a kid, my father and mother were still living in a rural village. I've had a friend of justice help me where a monster is attacking. I heard that. I knew only my father's achievement as a brave. I want to be someone who can help someone that way. It all started there. Father's beginning. That is, the origin. That guy. Is it an Imperial Knight? Well, helping us, we went without saying a name. But it seemed natural to help that someone. I thought it was cool and I admired it. My father talks to me, shining somewhere like a kid, looking shy. I'm so simple. In our rear at the time, saying justice was like an Imperial Knight. So I wanted to be an Imperial Knight and be justice. And now he has fulfilled that dream and still saves and protects many people. A broken bar. A broken bar. I see a broken bar. A broken bar. For the first time, he listened seriously to his father's story and thought he was dazzling. That's why I worry too much. I have no such feelings. So what do I want to do? I didn't know you were lost in becoming an Imperial Knight. I didn't even see you, so I never expected that possibility. It was bad. Separately, the origin of my father I heard for the first time. It is a child's dream common in this world. From the time of his birth, he would not have been destined to be a child of a hero, to be a chosen being, to be a gene, or to defeat the Great Demon King. Starting from a child's dream, there is now a father at the end of a story that is incredible to me. But, oh, so listen to your story. Even if you didn't become an Imperial Knight, if you have anything else you want to do, I think that's okay. I wanted to do it. It was my will. Further. A broken bar. A broken bar. But me too. My mother. I'll support you. Even if I don't become an Imperial Knight, I'm a father and mother. That's what it is. To my dad, who was shy, I was getting hot in a rather mood. Really, a stupid father. Tran/Slt by Idiaresis 1/4 superscript 8 by 1/2 tl.com. And by the way, what kind of warrior do you want to be? But I doubt you'll be a warrior. But I don't have anything I want to do or want to be. The immediate goal is the match before. Don't think about the rest. On the contrary, whether it becomes a warrior in the first place. Is it okay? Can I talk to her? Well, do my best. Earth Hilo. It's a difficult age, and it's my mother to watch over. Wife. Sure, the butcher seems to have changed a lot recently, but. I can hear something. At a glance, my mother and Sadis are observing me and my father in the shadows. Isn't he saying that he hides a horny book in my room secretly during this time? 2 books increased during this time. Really? What kind of book? Hey, what is it? Wife, your eyes are shining so brightly. When I learned that my son was hiding my G book, my mother was able to realize my son's growth. When I was adventured with my husband, I hate being horny, and I was hitting my husband by saying "Oh arrow great devil" etc. A broken bar. A broken bar. Speak a little more. Whisper. There too. Earth. Well, you're too old to be interested in that. Tran/Slt byjp Idiaresis 1/2 tl. What's that thumb? I want to fold. Stop. 8 tilde Macron a warm gaze like that. I know my father, too. It's rather embarrassing than getting angry. Well, let's talk about what Baba is all about. Sadith doesn't even report it. Who is Baba? I'm 17 years old forever. It's painful. Oh? The moment I suddenly cut my hair, my mother headlocked me. Roughly, you're sexually harassing Sadis, and you're reading an itchy book. Sometimes I'm going to date a girl. Yeah, it's an extra care. Tilda. I'm really sorry, mother. As she says, she can only look like a woman of the same age, including how she looks. This actually makes me 3 years old. Yeah. You, fiancé-chan. What about a princess? Are you getting along? Yuri. Wow, shit. Hey, he's always looking down, he's being preached, and it's Kurigari. That person is that person too, so ugly. Wow. What's that face? A broken bar. That's right, there's a princess near me. If you're a man, why don't you have a princess-like ambition for my woman? Yeah. It's endlessly crazy. I want you to be really curious about my parents and Koi Bana. Well, in that sense, during this time, Rival was telling the princess if she won the previous game, would she be a potential fiancé? This time, the three of you lean out at the same time and make your eyes shine. These guys are too much into the love affairs of their children. ? Sorry, was Rival like that? I'll do Rival-kun. So how did the princess return? A tilde. I think back to that question, but as a result, the princess did not answer what to do in the end. A broken bar at the time. A broken bar. Oh, I've become indiscriminately, unintentionally. Why? Fiancé doesn't do that kind of thing. Certainly, the princess always has the impression of a quick decision. But that time was different because I intervened without reading the air. When I think so, it's like I've done a wary to Rival. But I've always looked down at me, and I'm sick of something. I declared it to Rival. I'm the winner. Tran SLAT EDBYJP I diaresis 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 F on that? So, because of my remarks. That's the man. This time, all three leaned forward. Somehow moved, raised their voices and hugged me. Yes, Earth. It's important for a man not to be able to take a step. Mother, I really felt your growth in that word more than in an etch book. It was rare, but it seems serious. I will definitely rush to support that day. It's hot. But I feel like I've been making a wall in various ways. No. If I have that feeling, my father is also satisfied. Win or loss is irrelevant. I will do my best. Yeah, you will work hard to win. Because my mother is happy just with that figure. I'll support you to the end. Why? My father, mother, and Sadis seemed satisfied with my words. Do you think this is because I'm twisted? It seemed to me that saying I'm happy just trying hard is simply I don't expect a victory. I'm not just working hard, I really want to win. There are Sadis rewards and such. But that's not all. I want to show everyone my strength and surprise me. That's why I work hard. But in the first place all three, but Rival and Fu seem to be really strong. Are you ready for that? What is that? No. What made them stronger? Do you want to say, don't be disappointed even if there is too much difference in ability? Yeah, so don't just overdo it. Because no matter what the result, I'll see my dad and my mum. What is that? Already? My smile saying I'm satisfied with just the words. If so, let's make the dinner on the day before the game a big one. On that day, I'll make whatever I like for Bokama. What is that? Are you going to have a regret for me who can't win anyway? TRANSLATED by JP I diaresis 1/2 TL.go I diaresis 1/2. A broken bar I am a broken bar. Neither the father nor the mother nor Sadis have said a single word. No, you may not even think about it in the first place. I'm just twisting and maybe just thinking so. But still. Go, noodles. Father. Mother, Sadis? Hey, I'm still bloated. I'm honest. I don't have an appetite. I'm sorry, but can I take a rest today? This was not a lie. Honestly, My body is not perfect yet. That doesn't mean you can't eat the food. Is it true? I'm sorry. Can't you overdo it? Be careful, don't we go home again for a while? Are you okay, Botchanma? I understand. Soups etc. will be prepared so that they can be emptied. Apostrophe. When I said that, they all looked disappointed, but they didn't force me to sit at the table together, but cared for my condition. Are you good? A tilde. I walked out of the living room and returned to my room quickly before answering the trainer's question. I can't control my restless urge, close the room door immediately, and say to the trainer, "Trainer, I have a request." What? A tilde. This wasn't intended to reward Sadis, nor was it successfully inspired by the trainer. It is my will. So, I bowed for the first time. I didn't win, but I worked hard. I don't need comfort. I want to win. I don't think I'm going to win. I want to show them off. Ho. Trans elated by JP 1/2 TL.koi 1/2. Please. More train me. Train me. No. Please train. I want to be stronger. I won't throw you out no matter how hard it is, so please. You don't want reward. You don't want it to be cool. You don't want it to be praised. I want to win. I don't want to lose. That is my intention. Kid. Who do you think you are, a disciple? And who do you think your teacher is? Do you think you're happy just to get your disciples to win a fighting award? A tilde. That, but. Foo-foo. Even if you don't hang a carrot, it's good if you can get that word out. Let's keep the brave and Bonkara together. A tilde. Tsu. Osu. I was hungry. I have no good reason to fight like a princess or rival. Everything is yours. It's just my feelings. But I still don't want to lose. 8 tilde. I'll win. Okay, I want to rest and say tomorrow. But I'll do it tomorrow. I'll take a rest tomorrow. Press. Then I immediately burned tomorrow, even more. But I was overwhelmed by the surprising words from the trainer. 8 tilde. Is it from tomorrow? You now have the effects of remodeling and the fatigue they've had. Physically and mentally, overwork is counterproductive. Resting seems to be a great training. No, but I understand the rush. The feeling of I want to do it is also transmitted sufficiently. That's why your body and mind are in a state of rest and training. Is that good? A tilde. Dorina said, I'm not doing training, I just do it. Got it. Is it also training to rest your body? Certainly I'm quite tired of rudder, sparring, and veer. Is it counterproductive to do more training in this situation? After all, it's a great guy. I look closely at me. That's why I'm a child. I'm going to rest tomorrow. That was the time. Speaking of which, isn't it time? Hey, it's the same thing. Just that ... A tilde diaresis A tilde it will arrive. Somehow, the trainer looked away while crossing his arms, glanced at me, and seemed restless. What happened suddenly? Are you? 8 tilde. Does it arrive? Pierre. A novel that you couldn't read since you died. The day when the one who asked you to order it from the bookstore arrived. Oh, that's right. That was it. 8 tilde. A tilde exclamation mark A tilde. Hey. This guy. No way, I want to read tomorrow and take a day off. What are those eyes? A tilde. Is it a star? It's a pat. A broken bar. A broken bar. No, a broken bar. Is it okay? That's right. Then I'm gonna read tomorrow. Question mark A tilde. That's fine. I really care for this guy. Cock. A tilde. I'm gonna be happy. Somehow, my tension was suddenly released, and in a good way my feeling was a little easier. Today, from the morning, the trainer has been sloppy. Hey, baby. What is jizzy? Nobody looks at it even if her hair is straightened. Do not notice the color at the child. Let's go out soon. Oh, I'm already worried. I want to. Hey, go fast. Holiday off the academy. It's not just a training from the morning, but just going out to town today. Oh, Botama. What happened? 8 tilde registered. Is your body already okay? Oh, yeah. Today is a bit of a town. Chigio. Oh, as long as I'm lonely. Yo. Immediately before leaving, she was teased by Sadis and left the mansion to buy something, rather than go to town to receive it. Because of the holidays, the commercial district is crowded with people from the morning, and those of the same age as me are wearing plain clothes and playing and shopping with friends today. Some of them are like dating. Passing through those guys, I aim for the largest bookstore in the Imperial City. Ah, this is This Earth Boy. Everybody. T-R-N-S-L-D by J.P.I. Diaresis 1/2 T.L.I. Diaresis 1/2 Foy 1/2. When I arrived at the bookstore, a store manager who arranged books in front of the store noticed me. Thank you from the morning. All the books I ordered have arrived. All the old books were fine, but everything is fine. But was it okay to not deliver? There is a considerable amount. Oh, good. So, I want to see it as fast as 1 second. No, I wanted to see it quickly. Yes, I arrived today for a book that I had ordered for order. Wait here. I'll carry it now. The manager smiles and smiles into the store. Then, the trainer, who had been sloppy all the time, became even more calm. Translated by J.P.I. Diaresis 1/2 T.L.I. Diaresis 1/2 FOMO. Finally, the sequel to the Destiny series. And the Dragon Circle, the 1000-piece, and even the writer who hadn't been writing since I was alive, hadn't finished yet, and I could see the continuation of Jaeger x Jaeger. A. Somehow, a trainer full of dignity usually runs around me like a kid. Earth Monk. We kept you waiting. We prepared a small cart to make it easy to carry. Oh, sir. As is. Kita! Exclamation mark A. If anyone other than me could see the trainer, no one would believe it even if he called it the Great Demon King today. Hey, baby. Go to the park right there. E superscript A. Before returning to the mansion, read it. Wow, wow, what? A. Copyright A. What do you do when you do it? A. Copyright A. What do you do when you do it? From what to read? Question mark. Ha ha ha. It's good, isn't it? The Great Demon King shines eyes on human culture. It is a human being to dismiss anything because it is a heterogeneous thing. Rather, I don't hear anything innocent anymore. I'm glad you did. But it may not be impossible. I've been sitting alone between those seals for more than 15 years and never even talked to anyone. There would have been no entertainment at all. Until now, I showed a little city, but it was all within my range of action. Nevertheless, he had a lot of training to watch. If that guy was so happy, I was glad I bought it. Is it really interesting, this book? Spacious Imperial City Central Park. A child playing with big play equipment. A picnic with families spreading their lunch on the lawn. A man and a woman of the same age as me were lining up on the bench and having her knee pillow. You should read The Children too. The Destiny series is still difficult for children, but you think 1000-piece is interesting? Copyright +- It is a story about a man who adventures with his friends aiming for the bandit. No, wait. Was the Great Demon King reading the story of the Bandit King? I must have said it. No tribal barrier to culture. It's still difficult for me. I'm sweet, everyone. I'm better than my dad. Then go with the Destiny series. A. With a little squirting, I crossed the spacious lawn of the park, sitting in the shade of a corner, in an area where there was no distraction or no loud voice. I immediately picked up a book. What do you want to do? E superscript A. Do you want to read from the first series? A. Or do you read from the continuation that you have not seen? A. From the beginning. E superscript A. Read from the beginning. A. Registered. I want to miss the old days after a long absence, rather than read The Children, and say what you think later. A. TRN/TED BYI Diaresis 1/2 SPMTL. Then I lean on the tree and take one of the books and open it. Trainer is shining as if looking through my shoulder. In a park with lots of families and couples, am I reading with the Great Demon King in the shade of a tree? I guess. Is this too terrible, love? Is it the first time in history to read a book with the Great Demon King? Hey, baby. Move to the next page as soon as possible. I don't read it yet. I'm new to it and I'm not used to reading such books at all, so don't hurry. She doesn't care about the surreal situation of me and Trainer seems to be crazy about books. If I can't finish reading a page, I can't move on to the next page, so I'm forced to continue reading. A broken bar. From the beginning it has become quite interesting. Some difficult terms are included, but they can be read normally. The hero is, "Hey, baby." Not yet, eh? So the next page. A word from a trainer with a slightly grumpy face over my shoulder. No, I'm still opening the page and reading only a few lines. Cho, wait a minute. I'm new, so don't rush. No, I know. But isn't reading a bit slow? You haven't missed a word and just read the first page silently 5 times. At higher. How fast do you want to read this guy? It's just too fast. Since this guy had read this book before, it is natural that he can read it. Finally, I finished reading the first page. Hey, next. A broken bar. 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 Hey, isn't the next page yet? What is it? It's still a few seconds to turn the page. Can you read it as soon as possible? I couldn't stand the trainer who hurried too much and talked. However, trainer also approached me in a demon-like manner. You're slow to read! Read it all over. #. By the time you finish reading one page, I think you're reading the same page many times. #TMA. I'm frustrated. What? Spend so much time on just one page. I guess I'll finish reading it all this day. Yeah, all this in today. I didn't think I would be complaining about the speed of silent reading. I didn't expect to read all the dozens of books today. No, not possible. Even if you read one novel, your eyes and head get tired. You can read it sooner. Translated by JP 1/2 TL. Diaresis 1/2 OM. Good grief. With the effect of ladder training with sparring too much, the movement, intuition, prediction, reaction speed, etc. are improving. But in the first place, you do not train your eye power. No matter what, even if you were to read along with the speed reading of the great demon king who has terrible eyes like Rikudo eyes. Well, if it is too late to read, I will not read it anymore. Would you turn it over? Do not be silly. 8 superscript A. If you just read the book you paid for and bought it without reading it, it looks like you were blessed. No, this is also a reward. In addition, if the money goes back to the original, it will be the money from the money earned by Hilo and Maum. 8. Don't you say thank the blessings of Hilo and Maum? A. It's a situation where you are peeping at the book you are reading. 8. Wow, good luck, you. Either way, I'll train your eyes. 8. Section A. Macron. If you don't do this, you can share topics in chats in your spare time, and it's boring because you can't get together with the forecast. 8. Did you share the topic or something? I told you. I'm on a training break today, but it would be nice if I could have a break as well. Oh, I will train moving body vision and peripheral vision. 8. However, trainer forcibly takes the story to the direction of training so as to mislead such a thing. It's a magical speed reading training. 8. Also, I suggested a mysterious training. I guess speed reading training isn't going to help the battle. And in conclusion, it helped me in combat. This park is now. Hey, Darin, Anne, Paku, delicious. Yakiai. What are you doing in the park even though there are some guys dating to this kind of nonky? But training your eyes. Is that something that can be trained? Well done. I can't help but teach you a little bit of eyes. Once I stopped reading, I sat facing the great demon king in the shade. Then, explanations such as the class of the trainer began. First, it is possible to train your eyes. In the first place, both humans and demons have muscles around their eyes. You can use your muscles to move your eyes up, down, left and right. This is called eye movement. In other words, as long as the muscles around the eyes are trained, the eyeballs move faster and catch moving objects, improving the dynamic vision. Dynamic visual acuity. There was only a vague image of a person with good eyes or a quick reaction saying good visual acuity, but did that mean? What captures moving objects? Improving dynamic vision means that it's easier to spot opponents' movements and attacks. Under these circumstances, if you add the breakthrough that improves your physical ability, the reaction and agility that you trained in ladder training. No one can catch you anymore. Exaggerated. TRN slatted by JP 1/2 TL. I diaresis 1/2 FO I diaresis 1/2. Got it. Eye movements. I never thought about it. And another thing to train is peripheral vision. Out of the center you are watching, take a broad view of the whole, not the center. For example, look at a couple on a bench eating a lover's lunch. Oh, come on and be unhappy. Aside from that, would you have seen only those two lovers in your view right now? What? You look down at them now. Then, what is the color at the bench on which they are sitting? A diaresis 1/2. How many people were behind those two benches? 8 Macron. How many children are playing with play equipment? 8 Macron. How many men and women are there? A ring A tilde. Do you know how many trees are growing? A tilde. Translate D by JP Mountel. I diaresis 1/2 FOI 1/2. No, up to that point. But if you say, remember all the landscapes that you can see, if you weren't that couple, would you have looked much closer? A tilde. Aha, broken bar. A broken bar. I was told and thought so. If you were told to burn all the visible scenery into your eyes, you might have understood. But when I was told to look at that couple, I only saw that couple. Even in battle, it's important to see not only the opponent but the environment, scenery, and the whole picture. Just because you fight a swordsman doesn't mean you only fight with the sword you have, right? 8 tilde. Do you see the other person's face, gaze, foot position, and various things? A tilde. Certainly a broken bar. A broken bar. The more information you can get from your sight, the more your vision and response during battle will improve. Furthermore, training the dynamic visual acuity and peripheral vision leads to the activation of the brain and the improvement of concentration, and the information obtained from the vision leads to a flexible response to the situation. That, trainer says, trains the eyes. Dynamic visual acuity and peripheral vision. I had never trained, because you can't use breakthrough yet. Concentrate your magic on a part of your body. You can't do any techniques like focusing your magic only on your eyes. So, for now, I will only do training that can be done easily, and if I learn breakthrough, I will train my eyes in earnest. At first I thought, before you came to the park, but listening to the story made me want to learn by all means. As trainer says, if you train to your eyes, it will be easier to foresee even the opponent's attack. It's something I have to learn by all means, because I'm fighting with physical arts. I understand. I also wanted to train my eyes. Then, what should I do now? First of all, it is eye stretch. When I said stretch, I was reminded of the flexibility I always do. Do it with your eyes. When people try to get small letters and detailed information, they concentrate their eyes on one point. The muscles of the A's then solidify. First, loosen it. That said, trainer faced me and widened her eyes wide. First, wink one eye. That, I need about 10 times, but with a certain rhythm. Yes, crackling translated by JPMTL.COI 1/2. Sadis often teased and ridiculed me from a young age, but at the end she sometimes winked at me and said I'll do it. Why did I remember that now? Well, if you do it 10 times, this time with the opposite eye, it's crackling. Speaking of which, the legendary demon eye of the great demon king, Rikudo eye. Once, my father fought with this eye. Eyes that have created all kinds of tragedy for fathers, for braves, and for mankind. Next, close and open both eyes at the same time. Close tightly and snap open. This is also 10 times. Yes, crackling. I don't have to endure. Trainer teaches me to train me seriously. Then next round both eyes clockwise. Oh, male this time round the opposite. By the way, what am I doing in the holiday park? In a park with kids who are dating, enjoying picnics with their families, and playing innocently, they literally turn their eyes together with the great demon king. Girl and round buff. Indeed, the great demon king winks, crackles, and turns his eyes. That it a broken bar that a broken bar. What are you smiling at? I decided to laugh. It ended up like this. No, I know. Bad is me. Trainer is serious, so I'm bad because I can't be serious, but I still laugh. If you laugh, you'll laugh. Not at all. Anyway, it's important to relax the eye muscles. Do it as shyly as you did in the ladder. If so, this is also possible. A tilde. What? The left and right eyes are moving apart. This is a technique that eliminates blind spots by looking around in all directions by freely moving each side. This is the secret technique of ancient martial arts. Wow, weirdness. T ran slathead by JP 1/2 TL. COI diaresis 1/2. But a broken bar, sorry, a broken bar. I don't think I'm going to eat it. No, I really do not want to reflect on it. Well, good. I'll do this stretch in the future too. For a while, the number of things I do every day is increasing. Now, after relieving the eye muscles in this way, train your dynamic visual acuity and peripheral vision by speed reading. I thought it was better to train speed reading. Until now, I haven't bothered that much except when I read the question in the test. I know the dynamic visual acuity and peripheral vision, but can such a thing be improved by speed reading? Can you read faster and be stronger? But Trainer asserts without any doubt. Don't look at speed reading sweetly. 8 tilde in the first place, because I only look at quick reading equals fast reading. It will be just like that, and if I want to apply the power I gained elsewhere, the path will expand as much as possible. Is that so? Can you read faster and become stronger like you now? The idea of is a typical example of taking things only at the center, not more broadly. Speed reading is not just reading. By not only reading, but also understanding the contents, you can cultivate your overall comprehension and understanding skills, and by further increasing your speed you can improve your concentration and judgment. I see a broken bar. For example, when reading a book, I read each character one by one. How can I see more characters at a time instead of just one? 8 tilde What if you increase your reading speed? It leads to the ability to move the viewpoint and the ability to see a wide field of view, and can improve the function of the eyes. Well, that's right. What happens if you read something faster and understand it properly? What happens if you remember? The memory of the brain, and the instructions from the brain to the body are faster. TRNS slathead by JP Mount L. I diaresis 1/2 FOI diaresis 1/2 Certainly a broken bar. In other words, you have trained the reaction speed and so on with the magical ladder. It improves the speed of nerve and muscle transmission reactions, starting from the commands of the brain. Then, if the understanding and judgment of the brain, and even the instructions are faster, what will happen? That being said, I finally understood that everything is connected. The faster you make decisions about how to move next, the faster your reflexes will be. That's why no one can catch you anymore if you train your eye. I was convinced of the theoretical explanation. Until now, information from the eyes and ears was processed by the head, from which the brain issued commands to the body, passed through nerves, and traveled to muscles to move the body. I improved that ability with ladder training. In other words, will you train your brain to process information from your eyes? If you can hope for it, it will help you in battle. Well, for that, it's speed reading. As I said earlier, there are various ways to train fast reading even in situations where breakthroughs are not yet available. Is there tricks? I don't know that such words come out of the trainer's mouth. It seems heavily due to the words of the great Demon King alone. It's called a momentary memory magic, Canonicon. It was magic I had never heard of. Well, I can imagine momentary memory from the name, but the basics of speed reading are not to read sentences with eyes, but to capture sentences reflected in eyes as shapes and pictures. There is an ancient magic that you cannot forget by engraving what you see with ancient magic into your brain's memory. That is the magic of Canonicon. Perform while using this magic together. After all, it is such a system. I was saying instant memory. Using this magic means remembering everything that goes into sight. Therefore, if you continue to use it, the body will seep into the body so that the viewpoint of nature and things will see whole rather than one point without using magic. Hey, Naturally, I don't remember the moment. It certainly seems convenient for memorizing. It's not memorization. Everything in the field of view is stored in the brain as a picture. As long as you remember this magic. Even if you find a glossy book and throw it away in your maid, if you engrave the contents of the glossy book in your brain as a picture, I don't know, but I'll remember right now. That magic, I need it now. Anyway, the magic that I remember recently is the magic used for training, but not the ones used in actual battles.